Listen June.
Una listen to.
Now listen
Una
to.
let me listen to Truth Media.
Now listen to. So media.
No, Truth. You don't let me Truth there.
Okay, Truth.
Una let me listen to Truth Media.
Now listen to. So media.
Truth Media.
Su media. Very no bad. Nasa anybody Salomon. Yeah, they live for the people them for do any business for do some. Yeah, they live in the office. They not bad. Any business for do some. They provide for us for make any students them. Anyway for make or the confusion or the education. Anybody for learner. Anybody for prepare. Any song if for day. Anybody.
You listen to Truth Radio 103.9 FM, live from Freetown. That's True the Last.
Radio True Media. Radio True Media. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey afraid and not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night. Because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Hidajenta Truth Radio Radio Gonga Kan Katemedere etati tokere Jenai FM Gonga Kan Lutata.
We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey afraid and not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salon, we go stand tall.
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM. We empower the nation.
Mina Yusuf Jallo, the Cow Footprints, and you they listen to Truth Radio on 103.9 FM live from Freetown. Natu de las.
Salon Nawion indeed. It's a brand new week. As my sister, I wanted to connect and say, it's a brand new week. Good morning, and welcome. Today is Monday, the 22nd day in the month of September 2025. The month's not done, so we get one more week or 2 more weeks, then we're going to October, November, December. Then the year is done. But good morning and welcome. It's a blessing being alive and being able to come here on a Monday morning and start work and being able to move around and do whatever you're doing. It's a blessing. Alhamdulillah. It's been a lovely weekend. Full of football and the Arsenal fans and the Manchester fans, Manchester won. The other team, Eastern Lions, lost bad one, then between 4-0 at Tunisia. And I watched good football yesterday between Arsenal and Man City. I enjoyed it so much. It was a very, very, very good football, interesting. I can say football. And a very beautiful game where good team then they play, the excitement and enjoyment. I enjoyed Andy yesterday. So it was a good weekend, rested well, enjoyed football mostly. And we're back. And we want to thank Kuna. This is the first week in the second month of our broadcast. The first month has been so exciting. So exciting with a lot of support, prayers, commendations, and all of that. And we're very, very, very grateful. And, like I say in that video, we appreciate the support so much that, we get for do a video and tell people and thank you. We still want to tell una thank you. But good morning from wherever you're watching us or listening to us. This is Truth Radio on FM 103.9. We're live on Facebook and the YouTube as well. We're broadcasting live from our studios at Ilkot na Freetown. We did right at the junction of Ilkot. And good morning to we neighbor them na Wilberforce Barracks to the Pa and the Mami no day. Pa, the Mami, they don't go New York. Then they the United States of America. The Mami been the Washington, the party New York. I see get some engagement there yesterday. The Mami self be attend the Madingo traditional activity. It been go Canada, from there go US. Yeah, seems like most people are out there. The government officials, them at the UN General Assembly. The president, we understand, to get for address the UN General Assembly on Wednesday. and hopefully we get for broadcast that and get for discuss the president in speech, in address to the world, to world leaders at the UN General Assembly. But good morning to the one that waiting at the house, the picking them, the security, the family where the parent, the mommy left na house. Good morning to we neighbor them na old school junction, very lively place, you know. Early morning you see everybody. And good morning to we mama them, we sisters them where they clean the streets every morning. You know, I see these women every morning where they come for car walk, they see them, you know, dedicated, and most of them now middle-aged young people, well dedicated to waiting and they do for clean the city for we. And we want to say we appreciate what you're doing. Good morning and thank you for what you're doing. And also thanks to the Freedom City Council. I think now one thing that's what they do, we go say very good, you know. You just see them when they are out every morning and a council they pay them, you know, for do this work. So pay you tax so that council go get money for pay the woman there with they clean the street for we. Good morning to anybody them na Kokul Bay, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and others where they dong na that part stay. Good morning, Fambula na Abadin Kintom, Moritong, Congo Tong. You know, na morning and welcome. Fambulem na the peninsula area, people them na the rural communities, Leicester, Gloucester, Regent, Batos. So na morning and welcome to the show, the Truth Morning Devotion. My name na Amadou Lamrana Ba, me na the principal headmaster and leader of the devotion. This na the start of the week. It's Monday, and as always, we na people who believe in God, in Allah, we dey pray. We they ask for Allah in guidance, in protection, and in blessing in our lives. So we start with the prayers this morning. We'll come back. I get for address the nation. Get for talk about what's in the Ambog we. They talk true to ourselves, man to man, woman to woman. You know, talk true. Talk what you see, what you think. Say, we all for do for change this country. Let's take with prayers. We'll come back. I will get for do the roll call. Check who that come early, who that late. Call who that day online. Then we start the devotion. Continue for watch. Continue for listen. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9.
Bismillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We begin with the recognition of the presence of Allah. Now we life them. We descend blessings and peace upon we beloved Rasul and upon all the prophets them. We come for guide mankind. We also descend peace to the one them we hold on to the rope of truth. We send peace to the one them we hold on to the rope of courage. And we send peace to the one them we centuries before and centuries to come, the fight for establish the truth and justice in our society. We ask Allah for guide and protect we leader them. We ask Allah for bless them with wisdom will go be of benefit to society and to mankind as a whole. We ask Allah for bless the nation, for protect the nation against internal and external force. We ask Allah for protect the ordinary man, the vulnerable man, the vulnerable woman. We ask Allah for protect we all. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من عذاب القبر ومن عذاب الجهنم ومن عذاب الفتنة والممات ومن شر فتنة المسيح الدجال. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤود حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
So this morning, I just while we begin appreciate Papa God and give and the glory, give and the honor, give and the adoration. I say now the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the great I am that I am, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the head born of the tail. Father, we worship you this morning. We give you glory, we give you honor, we give you adoration. We tell you, Boku, thank you for this land. We tell you, thank you for Mama Sarah Leone. We tell you, thank you for the peace in this nation. We tell you, thank you for the love in this nation. We tell you, thank you for how far you see your way through now this nation. Father, we want to appreciate you. We give you all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration. Papa, we tell you thank you for the leaders. We tell you thank you for the government. We pray that you give them knowledge and understanding, more wisdom how for rule this country. In the name of Jesus, Father, we pray that this country will grow more than I ever did before. In the name of Jesus, Papa God, we pray for creative idea for this nation, for understanding of this nation, for blessings in this nation, for the peace in this nation. Father, we want to give you glory. We want to give you honor. We want to appreciate you, Papa. Take over this land, this land, this land, this land. We decree and declare that this land will rule by you alone. Jesus, we rest for your name. We give you glory. We give you honor. We forgive you honor. We for appreciate you in this nation. Papa, we tell you boku thank you. We appreciate you. We give you glory and honor. We tell you thank you for this nation. We tell you thank you for we lives there. We tell you thank you for the nation. We tell you thank you for Mama Salon. We tell you thank you for Sierra Leoneans there. We tell you thank you for the government. We tell you thank you for the everything we did in this land. We give honor and adoration. We worship you for that you be. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen.
No matter what's in God for do, they will never still divide. Manpower and God don't be the same, they can never kill the vibe. You better one or they know nobody in your hand, so always keep the vibe. Manpower not for God power, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. Manpower not for God power. Ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire. If it's ready, I tell us in a lie. Mr. Bright, make me prospect the show. I've been here for 4 years, but my success the show. Bona Samza, you must like the show. That's the reason we are absent, they must next the show. Now the power with the up, be the master planner. Follow Uno Wood, make a follow master planner. Don't ya, I don't turn me the master planner. Selassie, I just say the rest la planner. Manpower not for God power. Ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire. If it's ready, I tell us in a lie. Manpower not for God power. If it's ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire. If it's ready, I tell us in a lie. But me puppets too peaceful, them puppet get crime. Me puppet get church, but them puppet get shrine. Them puppets too dark, but me puppet they shine. No wonder they kiwaka, but them puppet get grind. I'm destined for greatness, I make a talk, they will never still divide.
Live from Freetown.
Manpower ain't gonna be the same, they can never kill the vibe. You better one or they know nobody in your hand, so always keep the vibe. Manpower not for God power, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. Manpower not for God power, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. That you should be no expire, if it's ready, I tell us in a lie. Mr. Bright, make me prospect the show. I've been here for 4 years, but my success the show. Bona Samza, you must like the show. That's the reason we are absent, they must next the show. Now the power with the up, be the master planner. Follow Uno Wood, make a follow master planner. Don't ya, I don't turn me the master planner. Selassie, I just say the rest la planner. Manpower not for God power. If it's ready, I tell us in a lie.
Power not be God power, now the power they up. Now in the master planner. Now he gets everything about we, about our lives, about how things they happen to we. So once say Alhamdulillah and thanks to Allah, you know, may He answer our prayers, our supplications from we religious leaders them, you know. We pray say Allah go guide we as a people, as a country, go guide we leaders them. And the peace we they enjoy. Yesterday na International Peace Day, you know, and Salon a peaceful country. You can't take that away from us. We're a very, very peaceful country with all we challenges as a people, as a nation, with all what they go through. We're very much peaceful, you know. Yesterday at the watch, the people of Guinea been get a referendum. You know, you see the security, the kind of security, you know. And then votes now as well. ECSL been provide some supports. They been get polling centers them across Salon. You know, because then diaspora them always vote na the election. And then they can tell me diaspora party them say, you're so much, you know, involved in Salon politics to a point that una not the raise concern about voting. That should be collectively something una for push for. say una forget polling centers them, even if na decide they will get embassies, you know, so una go able vote today. Like Guinea, always, all the elections and then the votes now, you know, even before now. And the votes said yesterday in a referendum forget a new constitution where they carry and go to a democratic rule and vote for a multi-party election, sort of, you know. But the security was very, very tense. The picture and videos they will see around. But we're a peaceful nation. We're peaceful people. We're enjoying that, and thanks to God. And we continue to maintain that. That is what they able make we all operate. If there is no peace, that person will come over go also in the morning with the Okada or Keke, no go able go. Now peace no more go make we strive for development, we ask questions, we vote in an election, we campaign and all of that. So let's keep the peace in whatever we are doing. Now one grain salon we get, things can be tough, they can be hard. But I make we create them platform they are. They were able to discuss, talk to ourselves as part of the democratic process. We able to ask questions, hold people accountable. They say Pakababin say, let them musicians then sing no more. Better let them sing than then go na bush, you know, and that's important. Better let we get a voice where we can speak up than war where we can just be shooting ourselves. So let's keep the peace, maintain it, strive for more, and ask more questions. As we move, forget we pledge a national anthem. As not that they show we commitment to this nation as a people. Waiting we self don't decide for do. Waiting we say we for do and waiting we want do. It's very important, you know, for do what is right and maintain that. So we pledge this morning an anthem, and we'll come back, we'll continue with the devotion. Continue for watch. My name na Amadou Lamgana Ba. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9.
I pledge our faces all times. I promise only say all only shock for our unity, for our prosperity. I put inside our forest. So help me God, so help me God.
I say salon man and woman as a people. Waiting who is with salon for well now we are. Waiting do we sweet salon for well. Waiting do we sweet salon for well. I say salon man and woman as a people. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are. I say salon man and woman as a people. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are.
Yeah. Good coffee is always good for the morning. But what's in do with sweet salon for Puelna? And why should we allow that? Why? Would they sing the national pledge, the national anthem as a people, as a country, waiting make we sweet salon for Puelna? Why should we allow that? Salon, the people where they rule here and they work in different places, not so alien them all, they not come out aside. Now we safe. We shall be the people where they now we na ministers, we na politicians, people we na civil servants, heads of school, we demand them, we community people them, we know them. They're part of us. You know? So we for ask them questions. So we then once we vote some of them for come to will. And you self we get there na you small corner, a duma na market. Cheer lady. A power you get so power, na trust. People trust you, they give you leadership. For all with to one and do what is right. Sometimes they can forget about the small organization they men decide how they lead. Think say power na the one they know more they up. No. You cancel you can talk to you councillor. You can talk to a member of parliament. Talk to a councillor of us. Forget about the member of parliament. You councillor not so small power you get so. He or she sits at council side and they take decision them. For run whatever if na this western area you do, if na rural council or na upline you do, wherever. So for start from that level there for all people accountable. You know? It's a responsibility. The Okada a chairman na the Okada place. You head of Okada. You know leader. Keke riders. You know leader. At our base, if you are the chairman, I remember me at our base like you will get a very respected man, you know. We chairman, Paul and chairman Terry. Well respected man at the community, you know, and he lead to expectation. Transform that place. We get one small corner, move over to a bigger place. Yeah. We all get leadership roles, so they play now with communities them. And I we for start for show people and say we can do better because some of them brother and then can be councillor, and then can be MP, now them and can start to we don't be chair lady, say well me they can be councillor. Or a man or a woman, he begin sell land, fiti fata, he begin sell land, begin eat the money with them together. All man they afraid you, you powerful. Connected. I over start to I just want to give another vibe say this morning. Say una not go they forget they una leader them now in a community. Then the chairman of the mosque, the chairman of the church committee, where they gather money, or where they show leadership there. For able to show leadership and the back, the imam, the pastor, and today I never talk to religious leaders them. You know, I never talk to them. I think a lot of things and they go on where they expect we religious leaders and for come out with a position. They should. Yeah, I agree. Same-sex issues, moral, cultural issues that you can speak to. But there is nothing wrong for we religious leaders and speak about politics, governance, and the states of we country. No. No, no, they will not say that, for do that. No, in fact, religious leaders, they wait in the campaign right now. Now then they go to. Now they give them podium, now the mosque, the church, let them talk and campaign. So what's wrong if they get power, even they not get power, it's for hold them accountable or ask them questions. Or even weigh in on national issues. We all get a role for play. And religious leaders are very important people in our society. We all. Everybody. And me paddy herself we been saying they pray, they go church. They not saying not to Christian, they saying they go church. But you must get religious leader that we believe in, where they talk to. We all get with spiritual leaders and people who speak to, people who pray for us. And we trust them. We see them as people the way they lead we. And then get a responsibility, for all elected officials accountable for talk about national issues. Right now, get new localities in Freetown, new localities. The Interreligious Council or Imam Council can have a position on that. Wait in and think. Because the communities, they all get mosques and get churches. We get council imam safe. We get city imam, city pastor. So there is nothing wrong for Lona make position. Lona gets a position on their issues they are. You should. You're part of society. You're part of the structure. Una people them way the politicians them and everybody they look up to. So sometimes they una opinion or una position on things them can mean a lot. People can reflect on them or review it and they do. But don't forget this week we ask the big question. The big question we are asking this week is, should new localities be created in Freetown? You can send SMS yes or no to the number 239. Should new localities be created in Freetown? We ask whether we forget new localities them, the proposal where government they say they get. We ask whether you agree say we forget new localities na Freetown. So you can send SMS to the short code 239. We compile them at the end of the week. We go give you analysis of waiting people and say, would I say yes or would I say no? We go bring down the back bang bow the tuna. See now them people will say yes who forgets that this number of percentage of people say no will not forget. So send SMS to 239. Should new localities be created in Freetown? Later on in the program, today we're going to open up the phone line so we will call and talk about the issues they are. We start with complaint section. What thing you think about things the way they happen, so you will be part of the program. They can do we will call. It's 7 a.m. They can check who that day and who that not day. Then they can address the nation. La look, who that day this morning. Who that appear for the devotion and who that not appear like me party then can say na IB blog. Then can appear for the news. And can appear for the news. Now great guy and they one story the way the trend with and do we have found very interesting. One guy where they accuse him family and him brother of being part of the death of him Pekin. So the guy go exhume the Pekin and me not bury him. He go exhume the Pekin and say he want justice because he been then a cell. He say he gonna sell for 12 days. He didn't sell for 12 days. Him brother accuse and say thief money. Then go lock and sell. So when he come, he meet him Pekin don't die. One day after we come, they don't bury the Pekin. So he go exhume the Pekin, the video day, and he go with the Pekin at the host to him brother. And they ask for justice. They seek justice. Say therefore explain how in Pekin die. Very interesting story. And na me party them na IB blog. Na then do that story. We definitely get for look at them. Now do the roll call. I ring the bell. Me bell. So I get an interesting story about this. Me bell. Friday I wear me white long gown. Somebody screen grab that picture there and send it to me. Say me fiba ade jobi with me bell near me. He say man and the brass say me fiba ade jobi. Me get bell near me. He puts on the back. He say our new journalist ade jobi with his bell. No problem, brah. They come do the roll call. The people away there on the show this morning. I see Albert Lansana late a little bit today. And but I see Nabiu Kuruma, Chris Paul, Kande Benzo Conte, Jibril Beshe Conte, and Mitokora from the UK, Lamrana Ba Kamara, good morning. I see my brother and friend as well, Adams Bangura. They on the live this morning. Abdulaziz, a lot of Mohammed Nabiu, a lot of people come early this morning, and that's good. We're creating a movement of people, you know, a movement of Sierra Leoneans. We ready for tin up, for waiting right and speak truth to power. So I welcome on all this morning. Ian Sumana, I see a lot of people, you know, they at the show this morning and come on time, even though some people late. Abdulaziz, Pastor Antigi Martinez, Salim Matu, and Malik Dabo, Ibrahim Yusuf Belos, brah. Yeah, brah. I hope you get lights now, but in this morning, oh. Mer Kaba, again about the lights. I see Uncle Kande, don't go New York. Brah, I hope so you know, okay, the lights go, then they say the lights they Hamburg. You know, the lights don't begin shake a little bit, you know. I hope you know, okay, the lights go. Leo Mystic, Abu Jajua, Sidiki Mara, Sori Bakar, Alassane Fofana. Am I, bro? I look for you over this weekend, but I not see you. My coffee been there on you, but I not see you. Sylvester Kambo, Bridget Kane, Ea Ansumana, Ibrahim Junior Samuel Kalon, Emmanuel Jusu, Dawood Almanzo Kamara from Abu Dhabi, Abdullah Dantaba, Samfa Kamara, Maxwell Melvin Kanu, Salim Said Sise, Chegno Saiduba, Kande Benzo Conte, it's Samuel Sise, Dauda Tarawali, David Kamara, Ali Kalafona, Mickey Mike, Ibrahim Anthony Bari, Mohamed Nabiu, Alaji Momo Sanko, Aja Masale, Assalamu alaikum, my sister, Assalamu alaikum. I ever come visit you at the shop. Gerald Anthony Fode, Zina Sanko, Daifan Koman, Sununuba, Kathy Jallo, Malik Dabo, Ibrahim Ansari from the UK, Abubakar Jallo from Milan, Italy. Alaji Mohamed Jabi, and yeah, a lot of people. And all morning and welcome. Pali Kamara Usman Tolo Kuruma, Newman Anthony Levy, my man from Bo. Good morning, my brother, and hope you're doing fine. John M. Rashid, Alaji Dabo, Jacob Elkol, Richard Fab, Sandy. Yeah, I not see Eddie Grant it. You know, Eddie Grant, I not see it. I hope you're having a good time. Mukhtar Alpha Mosdi, Mohamed El Jallo, Alpha Umaru Jallo, Sulaiman Victor Goez Jallo, Mustafa Kone, Abdul Ibn Ibrahim Tula, Ras Tija, Rastafari. My Rasta brother, hope you're doing fine this morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for being with us this morning. Join, you can share the live, let other people and join and understand what you know they talk about this morning. I don't begin talk about we religious leaders them. La put the bell on first. That brass here Fiba Adejo be Friday. See me Fiba Adejo be with me white and me bell near me. No problem, brah. The religious leaders. We religious leaders them. You know, there was a time in this country, I think we've been get, I think it was Pakaba in term, we've been get people like religious leaders them, where they shape public issues and things them in the society. Everybody they run, no one listen from interreligious council. We don't lost standing in this country. We truly don't lost them. All the religious leaders and now everybody get them political party there with them they support. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. And the point why I don't make now that even if you get political party with the support, there is nothing wrong collectively as an organization for all people in power accountable or get a position on national issues. We get issues about new localities. We get constitutional review. We get redistricting. where they go on. These are topical national issues. What's in our position? Mosques and day, church and day, where they struggle for water. What's in our position to the issues they are? The religious people are the people that we always for look up to and go to in a society like this. And what's in lacking at this society right now? Now that you don't get people who they look up to. Wallahi, me, big brother Monk right the other time. Say with the search for Sierra Leone Desmond Tutu. The South Africans have been get Desmond Tutu. This is somebody where everybody they look up to. Anything where he say, he gets a position on national issue, independent one. Who now they turn to today for talk? Who's religious leader as he talk about and day? Whose religious leader go come out openly and say, Father Peter Conte, I see in position, I read in position yesterday about this debate about new localities for Freetown. And the only person who I see openly don't get a position on this and is opposing it. But the others, or institutions, organizations like Interreligious Council, what's your position? What's your position on critical issues like this? And other critical issues them about constitutional review, redistricting, water problem, or still they get na this tongue. What's in our position? Climate issues, environmental issues. See then they sell land all over. Look, there is a school. Don't tell them about this school. This is an Islamic mission where come up from Saudi, Canada, this country. Set up a school. Now they don't sell the school. They don't sell the old school and the mosques with inside it. They don't sell them for $22,000 to a businessman. I understand. I get for understand. Say Randlin, the company, na Fawaz, get that company and na in picking in name or in family name, but he is connected to it. Na government land, na state land. I don't show the document here plenty. They don't sell the school. You know, trade would they say na private people and the fet with people who don't go build at the land school or out and column. Or people in the fet for support a school where somebody want take. But if I tell somebody, I still can't understand how a whole government will pride itself in human capital development and free quality education. They go sell a land where usai 2 schools and day, community health center day, and mosque day, and then they use the field for play ball. I still can't wrap my head around that. Yeah, but back to religious leaders, these are issues you can have. Every politician, before they get power, then they relate well to the mosque, and every other politician gets a spiritual leader, Christian or Muslim. I'm say for they consider the one who know to Christian and Muslim. I don't know which category we put there no more. We'll think about that anyway. But be the member Christian and Muslim. They go church, they go mosques. Watch their opposition, brother, right now. And then all the mosques them and churches. Well, you know they tell them true. Now they tell them true there where they go there, now they ask them question instead of just giving them mic to come and campaign. What's your role? You have a sacred responsibility in society as religious leader. Everybody they look up to now. Yeah, but soon as una don't pull on this business, everybody na for himself no more, na for himself. If all man pull on, na problem. Na big problem. Una get a role for playing at this society as religious leaders. And start doing that today. Start doing that. Don't wait. Now don't wait till things go bad, then una come and talk. No. Irrespective of una differences, when una meet na that Interreligious Council, if it be about salon and waiting to serve the interests of this country, and when una speak with one voice, everybody go listen. The politician then go listen. But all man na in corner no more, na me own way, your party no day, na your party, everybody want protect your party. But this country big pass them political party, yeah. This country, now it make we get political party them. If we can't speak on behalf of the country, the political party then go just a draw whistle no more. We should collectively come together and speak up as religious leaders. I wanna read the book, and I wanna read something and wanna for the quote one albalau thing we go up into one politician who they thief public money. Una tell them, say if you thief money, na this go happen to you next world. Something then go afraid. But yeah, you can speak out on issues. Let we get that society where we get person who they look up to. Now then they don't lost na this country. Which religious leader? You know we go to say as it tinapi talk, everybody go listen. You know they una name some. Everybody is aligned, which is not bad. But to forget if everybody is aligned, interreligious council, council of imams, or council of pastors, then get a group. Collectively, una can put on our differences them aside and speak with one voice for the good of this country. And the way things they go, so if we not get to able to stand up and say things then right, in the face of people them we want power or we get power, it will be difficult. We need a collective force for able to up for this country. We want no go do them. I keep telling people, some of we they play with part. But it should not just be us, collectively, and especially with religious leaders them. Wallahi, most people wake you want be politician. I go tell you say, you don't talk to a religious leader, you don't talk to a pastor or imam force. Somebody been don't dream am, me don't tell am, me don't pull Sarah. Una very influential, very powerful people. We all get people who they talk to, we religious leaders, they all go seek advice from. They are powerful. There are powerful people in our society. So this morning I just want to appeal to una. Please, 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 stand up for the people of this country. Stand up for this country. Because una na the conscience of society. Una get a role. Una na well-respected people. And you say, we religious leaders them today we will they come up. We imam they go get water for themselves now they also they go now also go help them. They're very powerful people. We grow up, we see them as same people they are, where they between we and we God. Then they tell me what's right, what's wrong. It's not just about telling people waiting and go gain at this world, the riches where they go get if they pray. No. It's about tell them waiting and go face tomorrow and buy if they do bad. And mostly our politicians, our people in public service, or even we in our community them, we demand them where they sell land fiti fata. I just tell you, that one old school and mocks and don't go sell so. They are, we imam them, we pastor them, we check them. Reverend Usman Jesse Fona say not all my way will tasabia or wear gown or my way will Bible na check on a pastor. But una o sabi now. Una o sabi the big name them. Big name them, the Catholic community, the Anglicans, the Ahmadiyya, the Shia, the whatever denomination. Una get say una they meet collectively. Una speak with one voice for the sake of una picking them, we picking them and the progress of this nation. Una no wait till election come, una begin pull statement. There are things we get for do with election where they happen right now. And then now we for do them. We get 3 years, barely 3 years to elections. Now we for begin talk about them thing then. They waiting how we position them. Then say new localities for Freetown. Waiting on a position. Every community, we get city imam, city pastor, every community get mosque or church. Waiting on a position, waiting on a think. Una self na part of the governance architecture. Una na part of them. Waiting on a think. Redistricting, waiting on a think. Constitutional review, waiting on a think, waiting on a position, waiting on a one see. I know I've been good on present paper, but waiting on a position about what is about to happen. You do have, and you should have, and you should make it known to the public. The big, they are religious leaders them. Start speaking up. Speak up about national issues. It will help shape the discourse and the discussion. the debate. Government self go understand wetin una think and it go guide them. Because una very important. You're very important in society. No, wait, stay with thing don't go bad on a come out with statements. No, let's speak up. You're not part of the social, things the way they happen. We pump lock it, they affect the church and mocks. We light no they affect una. Yeah? Mocks and that this tongue say forget what's a problem. We use what's a plenty in the mocks. But this morning I just appeal to una that una self for speak up about national issues. You should. We can talk about another thing, another very, very important thing. I just want we watch this video first. They watch one of the video them we don't put together, with me and my colleagues and put together for bring come to una about something where they happen at this country we all know they pay attention to. And it's very, very critical. And we need for pay attention to them. Or just watch one of the video them and they come back and continue the conversation. So we go take the video them, some of the video them. This is not just one. I just want to show on the status of we begging on them, This is not just one of them. I think this is not King Tom or one of I've been talking to my colleagues and for mention the name of them places there, so it will be easy for identify. Then one of them. So this not the I really want to show the bearing on them, not on the dump side, the cemeteries them. Let me show the cemeteries them. We got for Fentem for can talk about the dump side. This is one of the cemeteries them, and now Freetown. We try for sure. There is another cemetery, the King Tom Cemetery, outside them been bury people them during Ebola time, and I just want to we think about how we losing out this. Yes, this is a cemetery. If you can see, this is a cemetery in Freetown. Cemetery, you see them clearly. This is not cemetery. This is outside and bury the Ebola people. Na King Tom at the cemetery. This. Yeah. I just want to let we get a view. If people already listen to we already watch. Presently, they show the filth, the dirty. Within at the cemetery them. Now few cemeteries they will go na Freetown. We just want to let people understand how this na King Tom. Just want to let people understand, how we as people what would they do to we safe, and we can say where people die, let them rest, may their souls rest in peace. Nobody no go rest in peace now this kind of place. This is a cemetery for God's sake, you see? It's a dump. You see how the grass and don't go there, and they go to with dirty. So we people in there. Almost all of we get people that we don't die with, they don't bury some side around Freetown. But we just don't decide say the cemetery they will turn them dirty box. If a big place who's like criminal and they go hang, we know they take care of them at all. We don't do this to we safe. Not so nobody they go to wait out in them place there. Now we safe. Now we the people them. But again, the authorities and get responsibility. Get responsibility. The other thing is the cemetery then don't fool. They don't fool. When you die tomorrow, who say you will let them bury you? Who say? Land no day, place no day, space no day. Then they pull person, put person now. Me can go frequently na the lonely burying ground. At the sea, for work I go na the grave safe. You get for struggle, space no day. This is Sakila Road. I don't meet a case a lonely burying ground who say somebody go bury na somebody them reserve cemetery place where they keep. Somebody go bury it could turn out for big confusion. This now we cemetery them. even usai with the things say people and go rest in peace where they don't die. We can't take care of those places. We can't. You know, people, I don't know. It's difficult to understand how what's in the do we bring, what's in do we. You know, then say, like I've been they talk about the religious leaders them. These are the issues where the religious leaders them for they talk about. Because most people own in the Bainana, either Muslim or Christian. And the pastor, the imam, then they go to the mosque, then they see how themselves they struggle for space, suicide and go tinap and beg. These are issues we should be thinking about. New communities, then they come up, they not get bengo. Now they ask somebody in a Tengbe Tong, I say if they get bengo, he say no, pass and go Congo Tong, or then go Ascension Town. Communities and the way they come up right now, they not get bengo in ground safe. And they walk a long distance for go beg. And the city don't expand. We know they even think about how do we get new places out of Freetown, whose side and go beg. You know, but this is us. This is how, you know, we don't even the background is scatter like how the ocean scatter at the city. You know, we can't plan it better. We can't clean it up. We can't take care of even our dead. You would go rest in peace at this kind of place. Would place dirty like in a dirty box. Then they get funded, then they play ball. Anyways, in any problem, you get people away. You know, this is not Bengon. This is the peninsula area, I think so. Yeah, yeah. You see, okay, now it's called cemetery. You see the dirty. I just want to bring this to people. We all get for die. Who say and how you want let them bury you? We all get for die. Oh, we they die. Then I want to where we all get in common. If the Bengon don't flop now, you die space now, then another person and get for go dig for bury you. Now so then get for dig yourself for put other person. Let me start this conversation as a country, as a people, especially in Africa. Let me think about how do we expand the cemetery. Let me get new places for cemetery. Then place here all don't flop. Imagine before we then cemetery I don't day how many generation, you know, we still they born, new picking and they come. How do we start the conversation about moving the cemetery they are out of the town and get places away conducive or go plan properly? It go interest you for notes. The new communities where they spring up na the peninsula area, they don't get cemeteries, they don't get planned cemeteries as well. And we all get for die. You go one lay where you die where then they tell you that word they say rest in peace. Indeed, let you rest in peace. Let not be say no more a word we then tell you, but you know, let be say you rest in peace, being the side where you go lay down, let be somehow conducive, you know. It can be the best of place, but these are places where we can take care of. You know, we can definitely take care of them place they are. We all get fumble them where they don't at them place they are. We get fumble, we get families them where they don't at them place they are. We should be able collectively for agree say no, them place they are. We not for turn them dirty box. We not for turn them dirty box at all. We for take care of them. We not for turn them dirty box. Look, Bengon, this outside them be buried there Ebola people them. You know? Outside them be buried there Ebola people them. And look how it is presently. Clearly they show you say it not been taken care of. Everybody don't abandon the place. You know, we don't forget about the place safe. We not even remember them people and they will die. They call them heroes and all of that. Now we don't forget about them. Decide we then don't turn dirty box. You know, we don't move as a people. We don't forget about them totally. We need to remember them again safe. You know, it's sad. It's sad. This is something we should not do to ourselves, and something we all for collectively agree say, you know, we for address as a people, as a nation. These are things we should address. We should not allow to happen. It is disgraceful, it's shameful. We all get for die, you know. And define. Then we begin think about two side and go beg. Someone who not get village say then go take you go na your village for go beg you. Me kisi serve the Bengonde. A problem, but Kisi mess Bengon, it don't flop. I remember na they will bury me papa and other people in the community. But yonder self don't flop. You know, they imagine me if I die and buy, I really go let them bury me in a decent place, which I no go begin, my family no go begin worry about and therefore can pull me and put other person. And naturally, because of we connection to families, then we all can want for let we get access to the grave. Let we able hold the grave and let it be say that we able go there and offer prayers and get connected to we relatives that we don't die. So I just say I bring this to we this morning. We as a people, we all they go to the cemeteries them. We all get people and we did it, people that we don't die. We for make some effort for clean them up. Council self gets responsibility. The Bengon and a council they manage them. Council gets responsibility. We do a story, then we newspaper publication today about the Bengon, about how shortage, we get shortage, the Bengon and don't full. We need to start that conversation day as a people, how we go get decent place them out of Freetown. Freetown don't congest, but people can move out of Freetown and big space. So we know say this it go serve for many years. They not go come pull person and put other person. Not so for sell the land, no more let people then get them private sell them. Like how president say Ministry of Lands and just sell land fiti fata. Yeah, so let me try for do that and see how we go address certain situations. Yeah, it's only if we plan. We they talk about new localities. We don't talk about burying ground safe. We politicians, this whole thing don't turn to APC SLPP. It don't turn to APC SLPP. But I just said I bring down the camp to our attention this morning. Let we think about where they sleep. Remember how you want let them bury you. You go want let them bury you in that kind of place there with fiber dirty box. How you want let them bury you. And we all get for die. Even people in high, whatever you be, you did die. And if you don't we don't create a decent place, now they go bury you. Either Kinton, whosoever, go find space and put you there. And you no go rest in peace. Nobody no go rest in peace now that kind of dirty place in there. You can't. Not decent, man. We can do better as a people. If they suffer self while they are alive, they are the being grown them, low make and clean. At least let there be some decency. Now decide them how they live with people them where they die. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9. Very soon and pretty soon we'll join with guests them for can talk about tax and EcoBank, then the contribution to national development. So we go Kailaun quickly. We colleague get some information for we. Yesterday we already say some people can go thief na Salwako. The Salwako actually na the company where they provide water na the regions them. So then go thief something them na the office and other things. And so let's go Kailaun and get some updates. Good morning, Mans, and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Lamana, and good morning, the viewers and listeners of Truth Media.
How is Kailaun this morning? Sheikh Buema, I sabi Sheikh Buema, I don't go there, I don't go. Yeah, I've been to Kailaun several times, not even few times. I got me a very good friend from Kailaun, Honorable Robin Fale, John Opunju Benjamin, my friend and brother Sajo Azizef, and they come on, So how is Kailaun? What's the update from Kailaun?
Well, Kailaun is good this morning. We're on week. Alhamdulillah. But just like I will tell you, initially, Kailaun, a light issue the suffer we so much. But we see the trial best will bring that to the public, of course, that manner. But to us, within the trending and pressing issue for now, even this morning, there were local media houses where people they really emphasize on the well for the Salwako. Salwako for the past 7 years, where President Biodon take over as the president of this country, they don't count but cool activities inside Kailan song for ensure say water business able like a whole water. But Salwako for the past years, that's the absolute level of this progress never happened from the youth side. It will be first of all, you know, say outside and Hope Bay, it's from some mines or from Kailan. For common Kailan song, go there, not just 1 to 2 mines. So the guest center, they will say experts and can they lodge there and they go to the materials and the. So last week, in the morning hours, information which the police say somebody go there, it cuts all the way, cable and way a day for send water. Yeah, nah, the nation day. So that issue they be escalate. So police go there, media houses, get some snapshots. But the fortunate thing will happen is that the perpetrator will be left back there, name and phone. They set up back there. So they take them, they even arrest some suspects then. They don't investigate now, say they don't left. The first one they were in hold. The real perpetrator now, they below hold arm a few days back, they help police with investigation. But to be honest, Lamarana, that place is empty. The quarter, nobody know the Salwako, according to the local security, the way I saw quick, then tell me say, Salwako, the contract they signed for the give small token to them, it was around 800. So they talk later and say they go excel them to 1,000. He said, they don't do them. That's why they don't strike. So nobody know that they're not in the two. Not to be government security, they're not just private for assist them. That's all they do. So the place empty. Nobody know the day. You go the daytime empty. As when they watch the video, the compound is bushy. Nobody know the day. So it's
this facility they provide water to the people of Kailan presently, right?
At all not. The people really they straining for water for the past years. We are on call so. You know,
so the facility the structure just did it no more, and now I make them people are go inside there and go thief all and things here, right?
Sure, the facility just there. I tell you, but Lamana, nobody not in that place there. In fact, they stand in the way they come. They not even lodge there. Where they go down work now the township. Some people prefer go sleep na Kenema. Yes. So
are they residents of Kailan? Now people the way they reside na Kailan?
Well, yes, there is one famous young guy where they name the place too much and they phone where and say and they see now the scene where we didn't set up back in picture there by the phone and also in working to them. The man he's a mechanic according to what we don't find out. So yes, but they have the police with investigation actually.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that update today. People in the watch, you see now, you know, you see how, man, this country, things they do to itself. I remember this place, it was during former President Ernest Bai Koroma time, where they go launch this place and they open the tap all water run. It has been abandoned. We spend a lot of money on project them. Look this the signboard. Spend a lot of money on project them just for to abandon them and left them. You know, now man and don't go. That not a justification for anybody go thief there. You know, it's unjustified, and we hope the police them go investigate properly and the one that we do go face the law. We're very important because it's not public assets, not state assets. You know, nobody no need for good. But they just say they talk about the state of things. You know, this is a team will spend a lot of money per huge resources with partners. I think na AFDB funded project or Islamic Development Bank, something like that. But you know, it has been abandoned. The people of Kailan know they get water, and I remember the fanfare and all for opening this space. It was the president himself who I think went there. Even shows say after years, Kailan they can't get water now. They open the pump. Don't forget about them. Say, oh, don't move on. Don't move on. People them money, not care, bruh. Not care. But that's it. From we colleague na Kailan, police investigates man and go thief na the Salwako facility. But again, the facility, you know, not they provide any service to people them na Kailaon. Yeah. That's the sad part. Still they struggle for what? And I mean they tell we religious leaders then. Some of them think they are. Una need for talk about them. Oh. They struggle for what? Look we cemeteries them. Oh show una jiso. Look how cemeteries and they. These are things you can have an opinion, a position on, you know, and talk about them. You know, there is nothing wrong. Follow una get position on them things and they will. Una na people where everybody they listen to. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We go come introduce with guests them and talk about, you know, can talk about tax and how tax supports the policies and the help with we development or private sector investment. Take join partners them Orange Saloon for some quick commercial. We'll come back. We'll continue the devotion. Continue for watch. This is not the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9. We're on Facebook and YouTube as well. Welcoming all our viewers from across the country. And don't forget the big question they asked today now whether you think say Freetown forget new localities. You can send you SMS short code yes or no to the short code 239. Send them to 239 and be part of the conversation. Let's take a break. We'll come back and continue the devotion. Continue for watch and listen.
Orange money Kotoku don't come for you. Businessman and businesswoman, he don't come for you.
This time again, the delivery guy no dey give me all the money and I dey lost track of all my payments them. How I suppose for one business like this?
Why you not register for Orange Money Kotoku?
Kotoku?
If you get small business na salon, this na your chance for make you upgrade am. Orange Money they introduce Kotoku na business line for all business them.
Kotoku no get yaba.
Whether you na cookery seller, trader, barber, bike man or keke rider, this na una chance for receive payments directly to your Kotoku wallet from your customer them. And the best part now, Orange Money go pay you commission for receive payments na your Kotoku wallet. Cash out for free na any Orange Money office, franchise or kiosk point. Kotoku wallet na your business in better one. For register for Kotoku wallet, dial #144 *8*10#.
I say Orange Money Kotoku.
Are you tired of missing all your online meetings due to unreliable internet? Or are you paying too much for your internet and experiencing low speeds or even struggling with connectivity during video calls, streaming your favorite football match or show? WorldLink Communications Sierra Leone Limited, authorized reseller of Starlink in Sierra Leone, is here for your businesses and enterprises with super fast, unbeatable and affordable speeds here to cater to your needs. At WorldLink, we provide local support anytime, any day. To know more about our services, visit us at our office at 115 Beach Road, Lumley, or contact us on 080 000 111 or 075 000 111 or on our website at sl.wlnet.com. WorldLink Communications, empowering connectivity in Sierra Leone.
More, faster. Anytime you dey, the EcoBank mobile app, they puts the power of banking na yuan. The app they make you able for pull cash from any ATM or express points. You don't even need a card. Send money across all 33 African countries them with rapid transfer. Transfer funds locally or internationally. Pay bills them like school fees, lights bill, even tax. All just with one tap.
That's not all. The app safe to make you able for buy top up for your AfriCell and your Orange rights now. If it creates virtual card or load your prepaid card direct from the app so you can shop online with no worry. When you want to surprise your party, just send them one redeemable token where you go cash out. And if you don't go shopping, just scan and pay with your EcoBank Pay.
EcoBank mobile app fast. Convenience and security all day na yuan. Download the EcoBank mobile app today and bank the smart way.
EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
We introduce to you EcoBank OmniLights, an advanced form of our corporate internet banking platform. It provides a convenient online and real-time single-window interface for all corporate customers to initiate and query transactions. That is, to make payments, transfers, and check balances instantly from the comfort of your office and from anywhere in the world in a secure environment. With EcoBank OmniLite, you enjoy 24/7 online access, real-time transactions, transactions across borders in local and international currencies, secure platform, user role management, easy payroll and bulk payments, real-time financial reports and statements, personalized dashboard for quick access to your favorite features, real-time notified on account activities, approvals and transactions, access to EcoBank support team for help anytime. With EcoBank OmniLite, your business runs right, fast, secure, and always in sight. EcoBank OmniLite, banking made simple. A better way, a better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
It's the Catch and Relax Getaway brought to you by Waka Salone. October 25th to the 26th at the Tokyo Beach The Place Resort. $250 gets you the mountain view. $300 for the sea and the sky so blue. $350 for the beachfront. Then Sunday's bubbles. Champagne in your hand. Chalet odors, this one's for you. Natural glow is the dress code too. At the Place Resort from 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Sip, chill, unwind and dance. And if you're just in for a party, then get ready for the powder spray party and bonfire flare. At 4 p.m., let's light it up, right? 500 millions now or 600 at the gate. Don't miss the moment. Don't show up late. Catch and relax. Sun, sand and bubbles. Life so sweet. From the beach to the pool at Tokyo Resort, where good vibes meet. Brought to you by Waka Salone in partnership with Eminence Africa, The Place Resort, Sterling Commercial Bank, Fruit Media, and Afro Technology and Logistics. Don't just hear about it, live it.
It's a legacy, lots of clouds, not it fade away.
Why not they grow? Yeah, hey, boom, boom. We want for no. Waiting make we country they go slow. Waiting making all they grow. Yes, so oh, I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die pump. If I they try for go before, I beg oh, do ya not make us slow?
We need for do the things where they make we happy, things where they make we gladdy, things where they make we push this country go before as a people. Just don't show na the cemetery. You know, we all get people who really do under we all get family. Man, you say we die, depend on who side they. I'm saying at King Thomas, Asian Town or Lumley. You know, and some people then they not so side them born and they bury themselves. You know, and some people they with by force on saying at Eastern they don't move go na they die na they then they bury them. So we all get a responsibility. Council gets a responsibility for take care of the cemeteries, but now we serve they go to it and the burying ground them. Now we the people them. We don't normalize that and think say it normal. You know go rest in peace. So if you don't make other people rest in peace, you say no go rest in peace so you die. You know, but I just think say we need to start a conversation about how do we move these cemeteries out of Freetown. Then don't flop. It's just clear. The population don't grow. New communities, how do we cater? Not so for sell the land, no more for billows. Remember, so you get for die, you picking go die, you family go die. Who say for Beram? You know, for starting conversation, and there as much as we talk about creating new localities. Again, we religious leaders them. Una for talk. Una for talk. People they listen to una. Them politicians, they not over with them campaign no more. Una give them mic, then campaign. Una tell them say una want new bearing ground, water, lights, and everything. So this morning we can talk about a bit of the business sector. You know, the things and where they make. You know, we all sit on here because it's about the economy, investment, tax, and all of that. So this morning I get the pleasure for welcoming at the studios. Sebastian Ashok Katai, I hope I get that correct. Now the managing director of EcoBank Sierra Leone. Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning.
It is a pleasure having you.
Pleasure
you know, we
is
get
mine.
bank MD for Council in the morning. you feel good, say, even if you left, you go get hope for get some business with them. So that's the that's the hope. I get my good friend, we residence tax experts, Alfred Akibo Bet. I can say we want to talk about tax, no much you for pay, what you for pay, when you for pay. And I don't tell Alfred, I say the Bet Farm has been very helpful in even me as a journalist for understand how they can simplify the Finance Act, the major things seminar. Sometimes the document in bulk can understand certain things. I can look forward to how Bet Farm they simplify them for me I understand as a journalist, and I'd imagine how the business people will understand that as well. Good morning, Alfred Akibo Bet, and welcome.
Good morning, Lamana. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, when we start here, we'll begin look at the tax, waiting for pay. We can say, waiting go left with we. Waiting go left with. But we can talk to Alfred about how, we tax policies them, whether then they support private sector investment. It's very important because over the weekend I talked to a friend say the only thing where we go able to address, one of the things that we go address with problem in Salona, if we create a private sector investment, a conducive environment, and create jobs. Now when people get jobs and get work, then they able to buy, then they able to pay for tax as well. So we can't talk about that. But last
with me.
Okay. Sounds good. You don't like Lafide?
I don't think I've met that.
You've not met that?
No.
Umar, my brother. You should have Sebastian try Lafide. The homemade Lafide, proper one with some good fish. Now that small fish, chef. Let him try it.
I put it on my list.
Yes, you should try it and you'll enjoy it. But with your leadership at EcoBank since you took over and the projection, you're about celebrating 40 years and all of that. What has been your own focus, with the operations of EcoBank in Sierra Leone, specifically supporting national development?
Well, thank you very much for that. EcoBank has always been really focused on having a balanced approach towards the way we do business. So we don't only put money in financial instruments, but we actually lend into the real economy. Today we have total loans of over a trillion leons, and that largely goes to various sectors within the economy. In terms of what we're doing with government, we're supporting quite a number of government agencies in collecting revenue. So we have partnerships, for example, with SLRSA. We have partnerships with EDSA. And in addition to that, we actually do finance them as well to be able to invest in capital equipment that they have. Of course, Alfred, we are also a major taxpayer within the economy, so we make sure that we fulfill those particular obligations that we have. But we also work strongly with the private sector. We try to bring financial inclusion to the doors of many. We have a partnership with a number of fintechs who operate at the very bottom of the pyramid, where we provide them with processing capability, and then they actually go down to customers outside Freetown at the bottom of the pyramid and provide them with banking services. In addition to that, we've been taking a leading role when it comes to digitizing financial services, because if you realize Sierra Leone has a very young economy, and many of these young people are used to doing banking in a very modern and digital way. So we're driving that with all our products. All our products are available digitally, and we think that that is a major support to the economy.
Data clearly shows that people getting into the banking sector is still very low. People who own a bank account with any of the banks is still very low. Accessibility perhaps is a challenge as well, or even the culture of keeping money in the bank. How much are you approaching that, getting more people believing in the banking sector and keeping money, whatever little, to the banks?
I think
or specifically EcoBank.
Yeah, the first thing is to be able to really reach far into the economy. So even though EcoBank has 7 physical branches in Sierra Leone, we have over 200 agents who are spread out across the entire country in all the provinces. And these agents are actually going to people on the ground and offering them banking services through our network.
And with expansion, there was this idea about how do we get the banks to the local communities? You talk about financial inclusion. Farmers, we have a lot of people who are getting into farming. They are in communities, perhaps hard to reach communities. How do you get, say like farmers, how do you support them or get them, involved in the banking sector as well?
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. So we've started an initiative where we are working with a fairly large group of farmers in Kenema, and we're helping to bring them together in a cooperative form. We're supporting them to actually have their cooperative registered, and then we're providing a lot of financial literacy, financial education, and financial support to them. First of all, helping them to be able to save, helping them to be able to make payments through the system, and then that will help them to build a track record where we can then actually start also lending to them. So I believe that this partnership that we're having with these farmers in the Kenema area is really going to lead to substantial inclusion of many of them into the financial sector.
With farming now, yesterday I was just watching a video of a young guy in Bo. Someone shared it. A young guy in Bo who do packaging with farm products, pepper specifically. He was at the stadium. There was a match, at the Bo Southern Arena. And he was there advertising his product. Someone captured him and shared it on Facebook. How do you support small and medium enterprises? People like that guy who wants to package a product from the farm, but needs some money from the bank with some, low interest rates. He or she will not be crying about paying back. How do you support that sector?
We do that. Contrary to what some may think, EcoBank is not only supporting big companies in the economy. We actually have a whole business division dedicated to small, micro, and medium enterprises in the country. And in addition to the EcoBank that we all know, we also have EcoBank Microfinance Limited, which also reaches out and supports people with very small loans if they need. You need 1,000 leones, you need 2,000 leones to buy some materials, to do some work. We're there to be able to support you. But beyond that, we're actually there to support these small companies in how to manage themselves properly so that they can actually approach banks and be attractive to banks.
What are the interest rates? Are they favorable? Are they things that they will think, I prefer going to EcoBank than going to another bank, so I won't be worried about paying back or even being chased to pay back?
So the interest rates are better if the borrower is well organized, which is why I was saying for us, the primary thing before we rush to lend money to people is we support them to be able to organize their businesses properly, have books, not take excessive risk, and then we bring them up the scale to a level where they can actually be able to take loans. And after they take the loans, we help them to monitor their businesses so they can pay back.
Okay. We'll come back to you, Sebastian, and see what are the opportunities and what perhaps we are SMEs as well, what we could tap into. What are the opportunities? Alfred, once more, welcome again. And, you meet to talk about new localities in Freetown. You're not Freetonian. I'll definitely start by asking you that question about what do you yourself think, as a resident of Freetown, and somebody will get history with leadership in Freetown City Council and all of it. What are your thoughts about creating new localities? Government don't say it's about providing service delivery. And the mayor say it's about taking the history and the future of this city away from, by dividing the city. What are your thoughts or opinion on that?
When the history of Freetown begin, obviously we were born, but I remember, I think I was like 6 or something like that day when my daddy became mayor. And I remember running around the city hall and obviously get strong connections today. The old city all the way born. We obviously
You get for
didn't
be
now.
mayor?
No.
You don't get intention.
Not to that ask you of Victoria.
Now you mentioned. Anyways.
But for me personally, I think it's a big no. In a big no in many senses. I think historically, Freetown are one of the cities there way in Africa where get strong history, right? From the freed slave to Kanto, which would always don't know about Freetown. So we don't, not necessary for we just wipe away that history there. But when we come to economically, the sector where they, I think that when you bring all resources together in one city, then the city obviously is stronger. I think that's one very, very important thing, Dandy. I don't involve with City Council also pass some work they want to do. So I do some work for some UN agency, UNCDF. And one of the things that we try to do now for improve water and sanitation of the city. And also to watch also the revenue aspects of them. And one of the challenges that we obviously will get, why even Yeribi talked about earlier on, was how new localities, the way they come up, how we ensure, say, we get proper water and sanitation. And we all know say that in a big challenge. Meeting I built up area along Wilkinson Road, and where first moved the 15 years ago, we always did get water. But obviously that water supply they reduce because it means say you get more and more people in the city. But that don't mean say other cities like London or the New York them, they get increased number of people in day. But how we able for support the city council for raise revenue, I think that is very, very critical. I think about 4 or 5 years ago, we get a new property tax system. And if we also look at holistically, not only Freetown, but if we watch between local governments and central governments, if we even watch the tax side, if local governments, them not only in Freetown, but also all the big cities, them, if they're supported for letting able to collect a lot of revenue, within that they go do, then they go help for reduce the strain on government resources. But then they mean say investments needs to be done. You know what I mean? And it's not only the city that can do it. So if we begin to say we divide things, then you have more responsibility. But it's
government
more
they clarify, they keep saying it's not dividing Freetown. It's creating new localities where you go say, I've been talk about Cemetery Giso.
Yep.
You get Eastern, you get a locality there and get some leadership there. We get started a division, go concentrate in providing leadership for that area there. Freetown still be as it is. It's Freetown. The name won't change. Central, Western, Wilkinson would get to your leadership and locality and area. Then the argument, I had the Minister of Local Government here the other time, he was saying it's more about providing effective service delivery, like you mentioned, water and all that.
But effective service delivery is still being done under one locality. We not still divide the salon. We divide salon and get two different salons because we think that the country they expand or you get more localities. So why do you want to divide the main city? I think it's more about bringing more resources together. Why we talk earlier on about the water project that we try to do. If you able for Branca at one port and the city also, when you even look externally, let's say as a city itself, if the city itself want to take a loan from a development agency, it means say the resources and together much better than when you divide them. So all the issues but it's my strong personal view that the city shouldn't be divided for the history and also for the economics of it. But that's my view.
Let me talk about quickly. We come to the other issues about tax. Collecting revenue for Freetown as well. Like you say, you don't work with them closely. What's the fundamental challenge? The mayor most times they talk about generating revenue is a serious challenge for council.
Well, initially, one of the things that we had bigger challenges with the starts, especially the new property tax system, was that around the time of COVID, and central government, they say, let it not collect that tax day. But obviously, other taxes were collected when it came to national level. So they begin that day. And I think that a lot of people, they need to pay property taxes, which is obviously a big challenge. If they're able to succeed, and it means say they need close central government collaboration relating to that because not to the normal over Duam, especially the investments. And because when it comes to revenue, if you watch them at the national level, not only in Sierra Leone, all over. You need lots of investments in collecting revenue, investments in publicity, investments in enforcement staff, investments in systems, like we say computerized systems, etc. And when you're able to do that thing, it means revenue collection will be more effective. So what I really think is the challenge is the fact that the biggest revenue source, a lot of people in they pay them, but much investments not be done in that area there. And I do think that the investments in that area, they know statistics go for doing because then basically they take away, they basically not get enough money for make that machinery they do for run. So you need to put a really strong machinery in. If you put a really strong machinery in, you get for invest the money inside it.
Okay. Well, we hope the authorities and the listen. This is a debate we'll get, because it's good we look at the economic angle of as well, because according to the Minister of Finance, now one of the people who will go advise the President whether we need new localities, because you get to look at the financials as well. Right now, councils and the struggle about subsidies, you know, so it's good that we look at a different perspective, not just. But you know the problem we get about everything, it's been politicized. It's APC, and I can understand sometimes where experts them like can find it difficult for weighing on some of them conversation in day, because quickly it go down to APC, SLPP. But it's good we get development expert them, urban planners, waiting and think about this as well. So we'll therefore continue that conversation. But that brings you into the issue of whether we policies them. They support private sector investments. Very recently, you also are the Vice President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Nasalo. Now, the West Africa Tax Administration Forum, you call for fair, simple, and performance-based tax policies. You know, what the idea of this? And Sierra Leone as a country, do we have fair, simple, and performance-based tax policies?
It's not a yes, it's not a no. Early on, we you and Sebastian begin talk about how the private sector is the most important sector. I guess something that we're not watching that way. We all watch like so we always get for the wrong go to government. But if you get any country where the private sector they work, we always see what's happen in developing countries. You see how America they try to protect their industries and all that, or everybody they try to get protectionist policies because of the private sector, because obviously where the private sector thrive, it means money in the country. It means if we're able to get good manufacturing companies in our salon, they're able to supply other side we mean other countries then basically pay with wages and pay with taxes because obviously things have been produced on Sierra Leone. But we have the flip side of things in the sense of saying we they import more. So basically all the way to the end, they basically go out, which is not good for our development. So the private sector is important. The conversation and the presentation where I do at the West African Tax Administration Forum mainly focus on saying that on one hand, it is the most vital thing is that tax policies them not for only they watch the money they can inside. Not only for Sierra Leone, but many West African countries or African countries then because while they work across the continent, the concentration obviously you want for bring money in. So most of the time they bring tax policies that they watch the money side of things. But the money side of things also can affect, for bring money can affect the private sector. One thing that is important to know is that the private sector is supposed to pay because that's how government will get money. And governments always challenge the fact, say, how do you balance that in terms of bringing money in, but also ensuring, say, the private sector no suffer. Let me start with the different taxes then. The import taxes then, for example. Many people will say, well, we import taxes are high. Not necessarily so say the import taxes are high as a percentage, because we compare across the West Africa, we get a common lifestyle tariff now ECOWAS, so it's basically the same. But the challenge we'll get is that if we have, the good thing is that, and we're talking about will be the fact, say, we Leone not depreciate for the past 2 years, which is a blessing, right? But when we had the big depreciation of a Leone about 2-3 years ago, then they caused a lot of effects because when you calculate import taxes, you calculate as a percentage on the value of the thing at the currency. And if you bring things in currency and they're on $1 and the Leone basically they slide, then it means naturally inflation will go up. Great thing is that the Bank of Sierra Leone do a great job for the past few years. We see how the inflation rates actually go down because mainly the Leone they depreciates over time. So when you look at Denton and you watch say not only the taxes they'll get for watch at, but also the other economic factors them for ensure say number one, the leo not depreciates for things and they go up that way. But also supporting different sectors, especially the manufacturing sector. And supporting the manufacturing sector not only by the tax policies that they inside, get to do with energy costs. The way we obviously a big challenge for we, because obviously we not get enough electricity, so it means they get to buy fuel and all, and even the fuels as for the import them. If you look at other taxes that we get like income tax, etc. Also, if you look at the rates them, not that high. So it means people will say, well, yes, high reach other countries, but people then obviously nobody know how to pay tax.
Yes, and we get plenty tax we get
plenty tax they pay, but the plenty tax they pay, as I say, when you watch them across board, not so like I say, then they pay in another country, even to we neighboring countries them, right? But the other thing also we I think say the conversations the way we get at the West African Tax Administration Forum. When you look at tax policy is supported by one thing, which is tax administration. And tax administration are the way how they collect the tax. And when you make it much more easier for businesses and for pay taxes, it means than the better. So NRA implemented integrated tax administration system in 2021. We obviously improved the way how we file with taxes and pay with taxes. So that they reduce the burden. So we don't want a situation where, okay, well, who they do and through the system now? NRA will say, no, well, let we begin give paper returns. That's obviously not will be a good thing. I don't think they will ever plan to do that. But when we even look at the banking sector, right now we know for pay with taxes and through online system. We still get for check or we get for write a letter and all. But if the bank in the national switch, obviously they improve, it means people they go online, we don't submit your return, you also pay online. So that need able for improve the system. But looking at the policies then, we will actually the actual policies and the conversation, one of the points I've been making at the West Africa Tax Administration Forum is that if I forget incentives to government, to private sector. And but one hand also you get for watch say the incentives they not kill the revenue. You know what I mean? Because if you give broad-based incentives there, whether na local businesses, whether na foreign businesses, which a lot we tend to give not only in Sierra Leone but tend to give in across the continent for foreign businesses them, it means you kill the revenue. So what's important is that if we give tax incentives, we get for make the tax incentives there align with we national development policies and other factors. So for example, let's say incentives to a sustainable future of Sierra Leone. It means we get electricity challenges. So if we want to improve renewable energy, so Salona one country where we get exemptions then for solar products from 2016 to 2023, that was removed, right? But if we say we want for bring and come back, we get for know which impact then they go bring come. In terms of saying, okay, we want to ensure, say, if we want to rely on the grid, we want to make like people able to get cheap solar. It means we get for say, okay, we want them for this particular period of time. We get for study how this get for work, and we get something with the a period we'll say with the stop them. And in Kazakhstan, they get a system wherein they always go to analyze the impacts of the incentives the way they give. They don't just give no more for
so person no go abuse them.
Person no go abuse them, but also if any of them meets the development goals or the reason we make them put them, they go pull them and put another one. You know what I mean? So affordable housing. Now Salok one for expand. I think the local housing and now one part the main one that we don't get for maybe past 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
We all know say housing and challenge, especially about affordable housing. So if we want to bring down the Ghana, Sebastian Como, then get tax incentives then for company the way go bring affordable housing. So I think it's tax incentives that way actually very strategic and we go actually meet the goals that we want, but not a broad-based one and just to give everybody we basically go erode the tax revenue.
The vice presidents have been one of the speakers in the president. I just read something within he say. He say during the opening session of the forum, I emphasized the need, especially in Sierra Leone, to improve the tax administration architecture. I call for increased transparency, scaling up of digital tools, and regional coordination to support our domestic revenue mobilization. You don't work at this sector. What's in our problem? Is it about mobilization or transparency, in with tax business?
It's none of them. Obviously, you get possible you get a system where challenges are not there, power lengthening and there. In terms of tax administration, so one tool the way IMF gets where they call a tax administration diagnostic assessment tool. They watch 9 main areas. from registration to risk management, etc. I've been in the space for 20-something years now, and I know say waiting me they happened 5 years ago, now much better, right? You get a computerized system through ITAS, you get an electronic cash register system and all, but all the systems need improvement. So you basically get maybe the first versions of the thing, and the Asikuda, you get a second version of Asikuda World. And once you continue able to understand how to do things electronically, it means say you're able to improve and better. One of the things Mrs. F called for another conference day, it's always better when you deal with human beings and face to face. So for example, if you want a tax clearance, we all say now if you want to tax clearance, you get to actually go through a manual process. You get to write a letter, you get to take 10 people and get to go there, watch inside the system, make sure you pay tax first and all. But if you get a system wherein if you pay tax system, you just sit down at your host and you apply for your tax clearance, or sit down at your office apply for your tax clearance. If you don't pay all your taxes, then the tax clearance can meet you inside 1 minute. Basically,
but
that
this is a
actually
sector
improve.
where, like you say, you don't say that this sector.
Yeah.
This is a sector we don't invest a lot in, talking about ASCII, plus,
Yeah,
and all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But we still get these issues, the issues of corruption, alleged corruption, we know they generate more. Sometimes and the NRA will tell you, say they don't meet the target for this year and all of that. What's in the fundamental problem?
The fundamental things there will be tax evasion, we obviously not challenge. Corruption, I know we don't see a few issues them in the past few years where between them and anti-corruption, they'll be very transparent in actually talking about the corruption. Is also like I said, they put on that day. These things I will not sit here, anybody and I know sits there and say they're not getting challenges then they, but obviously one of the things that we do recently, now for then again, internal affairs units where they watch the issues there. One of the big challenges they also wouldn't get is that people need to file on time and pay on time, which is a big challenge.
And you always
and what it
reminding
means say,
people.
well, yes. And if you're able to get the filing rates and payment rates at high levels of 90% plus, it means more money go inside. But also when you look at that, it means how they're able to invest resources then by tax education, also making the system much more easier for taxpayers then. And we invest money per anything in the that they go make people able to understand the taxes more. The other challenge before I stop and you come inside again is the fact when people pay on time and also file on time, they don't have enough resources. So one of the things that we people are really talking at the West Africa Tax Decision Forum is that governments invest a lot of money in giving revenue authorities the resources for run after the people that when they pay on time and file on time. Yeah. And if you're able to invest in your revenue authority, even talking about the Freetown issue we talked earlier on, if you're able to invest more in them, so I think it's one of the countries, I can't remember if it was Ghana or so, where they say, Gambia. The former finance minister and the current commissioner, where they say, then they get about 4% plus, and now they get 3% of the revenue with the kind side. But the more you invest, so something in the way, it not necessarily means not para 3% save. So if a new system they kind side, if you have to improve a system, now for throw money, for get more money, that's the main thing.
Yeah. One of the points that we make now that making compliance simple.
Yes.
And some of the things that we do highlight now that maybe the system is difficult and people them know to understand how to do it. Well, sometimes they know to evade tax and because they don't understand.
Yes.
But how do we make compliance simple?
Make compliance simple. I can give you an example. So Rwanda and also Ethiopia, what they do is that Rwanda especially, everybody when a new taxpayer, they make sure they educate them. Right? So the moment you register your company or your business, as you become a taxpayer, they dedicate you, which gives you like a good runway in terms of just understanding what you're supposed to do, right? Ethiopia also do the same in terms of just trying to educate all the taxpayers them. And with Ethiopia also they think about now for like get an online tax education system where you actually go take class because that name basically what they do physically. They have to change that into an online system like some kind of law say school where you go and once you're a taxpayer. And when you do that, that's one of the most important things. So we'll implement GST. We have been in charge of GST. We'll implement GST. 2010, GST starts, but between the years of, let's say, 2007-ish to around 2009, we ensure, say, each and every person where they register for GST, we do one-on-one education. because it's very fundamental for you to understand the basics them. So if that is being done, and obviously then they need money a lot, whether you get for do and through online system or whether people can get for go out in the streets, you actually need money and resources for you for do them. Then they make let the people able to understand, but also the continuous bombarding of information, right? And it's guys small in terms of their social media account, they do and all, but they should do more, but they need the resources for do more because then they go open. But other little things then they like some forms that we then get always for the watching form then they for watch if information the way they already get, you don't need for us. So it means say people are easily able for give information. Also things like if you submit your GST return, you don't really need for give all file them for all your purchases and all your sales them and all that thing and they do it now, but you don't want a situation where that they happen. So all them little things and then also the digital experience and all go really help for them. You reduce the burden. So the important thing for them and you watch two costs. One are these administrative costs for the NIA, because if they do have manual systems them where people that interact with, it means they're in a high cost for them. But also the compliance cost for the taxpayer. If the compliance cost for the taxpayer really they don't, so it means they think a lot too much in terms of compliance taxes than the important.
Yeah, okay. Alfred, I'll come back to you. Sebastian, how do you make at EcoBank, how do you ensure that banking is made simple? You know, where I can just walk in and like you mentioned, technology, you know, and all of that. Some of the things is I still need to go to the bank. I still need to fill a form, depositing or withdrawing. How do you intend making it more simple for the customer?
Yeah, thanks. It's a good question. So, as I had mentioned, every single product that we have in the bank today is actually available digitally. So there are very few situations where you actually physically need to go to the bank. But the general consumer behavior has been such that people believe that if you go to the bank, you get what you need faster. But we've provided the digital channels. We've also provided support channels. So if you have a problem trying to do a transaction digitally, there are phone lines that you can call, there are online chats that you can use. But I had also mentioned that we have 200 plus agents across the country. And these agents are also meant to educate customers on how we can actually make banking a lot simpler for all our customers. Alfred spoke about education, and we really believe that education is also important. So we are actually constantly sending out SMS blasts, email blasts to our customers, trying to educate them on how to do our transactions. And we realize that for those of them who do take it up, they don't even come to the banking halls anymore. At times like end of month, where we realize that there are significantly high numbers of people coming, we take those opportunities to actually educate some of our customers that in addition to coming to the banking hall, you can actually do these transactions on your phone, on your iPad, through the agents. We show all the agent locations. And we've also decided now to start putting banking kiosks located in strategic places, some of them close to branches, so that when branches are congested, you can just go to the kiosk and do some of your transactions very simply.
There's this big conversation about the national switch and also customers and their national identification numbers. You know, how is the bank, handling that? There's a lot of conversation about people not understanding what to do, how to do it, and how to go about it. What is the bank doing to address that? So ensure that you comply with the deadline set out by the Bank of Sierra Leone.
Yeah, so I think the national switches implementation is a fantastic thing for Sierra Leone as a whole, and it will help to make transactions cheaper, faster, and simpler for both companies and individuals across the economy. So EcoBank is fully committed to supporting that drive. In fact, we've gone on a massive onboarding expedition where we actually go out to crowded areas, and we also hold small events where we bring people together and we help them to understand the importance of doing these registrations. In addition to that, we have quite a number of companies that have hundreds or sometimes even thousands of staff. And we are actually working with the NCRA so that we can support those staff to actually get registered in a simple way. And when customers come to the bank and they don't have their registration, we're also able to guide them as to how to get that done completely. We believe that, charity starts from home. So we actually started by home, getting all our 300 plus staff within the bank registered first and making sure that they all learn the importance of it so they can go out there and be disciples of this process.
Yeah, I know you're here for some time. Definitely, you have a timeline, a time limit, to be the MD of this bank. What's your aspiration with the EcoBank footprint in Sierra Leone? What do you aim to achieve with this, regional or even global brand?
Yeah, it's a good question, and the fact that there is this constant debate between digital services and physical services also plays into the question of footprint and how you spread your footprint. But clearly, we have seen that there are certain areas that need some attention. I don't want to give specific names now, but certainly we do plan to expand our physical footprint from the current 7 to some of the key areas where we see economic activity developing. Beyond that, in terms of aspirations that I have, I clearly want to see us getting digital transacting working within the bank at close to 100%, so that most of our customers are sufficiently educated and comfortable with using digital. In terms of national development and working with the government, we're fully aligned to support the government and its development goals. So if it's talking about sectors like agriculture, sectors like energy, we're fully deploying our balance sheets to support customers in those particular areas. I told you about the work we're doing with farmers in Kenema. We're also working with a number of larger organizations that are doing capital equipment, tractor equipment into the country. And in terms of trade, as you mentioned, because we've spoken, Alfred has alluded to currency, stability of currency of the country. We need to be able to be an exporting nation. And we're putting a lot of focus on supporting export sectors within the economy, trying to facilitate the international trade and export financing.
The services sector is also very important in the country. I mentioned earlier small and medium enterprises and people who are providing other services, say restaurant or laundry services. And these businesses, sometimes when you speak to them, they talk about interest rates or loans or services that the banks provide that they can tap into. What are the services? People like me who wants this business that I can run to EcoBank and say, I need loan about this. What are the services that you're providing?
Yeah, so we've got multiple different types of loans for customers running businesses. Like I said, we have a whole business dedicated to SMEs, because many of these businesses that you've described actually fall within the SME category. And we help them by financing either their working capital or if they want to buy equipment, which needs much longer term financing, we're able to do that. We've also partnered with quite a number of development finance institutions, for example, British International Investment, where we have a partnership with them to support SMEs in the country by lending. So our lending over the last 12 months, for example, has grown by at least 50% in this area. But I also say, before you even start asking for loans and borrowing, you need to be able to collect revenue from what you're selling effectively. It's quite similar to the concept of tax collection as well. We have a lot of products that help customers to become more efficient by collecting their revenues faster. And this ranges from physical collections or digital collections. And we have a wide array of products to support customers with this.
Okay. Sebastian, I'll come back to you. Alfred, how you go assess we tax system presently? I still dey reference the vice president. Now the budget hearing, he say I reminded government officials of the urgent need to generate revenue to propel our development aspirations in the face of dwindling overseas development aid and the worsening global economic outlook. You mentioned that earlier about how everybody they look at how they can support themselves at this time.
Yeah.
What are you assessments of the present, tax system in the country?
Well, one of the main determinants, one of the things they actually take for measure tax performance, not the tax to GDP ratio, right? One of the main thing that the government actually don't say for the past few years is say they want to hit a target of 20% tax GDP ratio. There was a time, I think, in maybe 2020 or 2021 or something like that, where we reached up to 14%. But we then rebase the GDP of the country, where they actually look at the GDP of the country, and now the services sector actually really expand. When they look at it and they say the tax to GDP ratio now is below 10%. So it means we get a long way for go to that 20%, because even for either 1% or 2%, tax to GDP ratio is actually really big. So it is challenges then day, right? If we're able to move towards that day, it means many things are going to happen. Many things are going to happen, not only in the tax sector, but also in the economy, right? The economy not grow too much for the past few years. Obviously, many factors, whether it's international factors or also local factors, the impact than they, right? So the economy really need for perform for let and they happen. And then they go back to the one of private sector development talk who they talk. So it means if we only put we hand together when it comes to private sector and public sector, it means we'll go for watch at in there. One of the things that recently will happen quickly is that in looking at tax policies, government does sign a memorandum of understanding through the Ministry of Finance and also the private sector, the Chamber of Commerce, for ensuring now anytime they have to bring tax and investment policies, private sector is involved, which is a big step. I don't think you get done there across Africa. I think we now are the first people that we actually don't do that. So it's actually a good step. It means a committee of government and private sector people and go sit down and not like I say private sector people that will dictate what's in inside Finance Act, but they go know it's in inside Finance Act. They also bring a point and say, this way has to go and bug private sector development. So that's a good step, right? So if you start taking some of them things and you involve private sector in the conversation, it may say that they go help. But I no one follow also just watch and say that because we know for go up to 20% of tax GDP ratio, now that the reason we make with tax system not to the best. You know what I mean? With tax system, obviously, again, challenges in like many African countries, but that togetherness and actually all man can hang it, now go important for make things better.
Is it a point out of, expanding the tax base as well, getting more people involved and get more revenue than just limit them? Because most times when you talk about tax, we look at if people can forget, say we self-involved in the system. Are we expanding it, or we need to expand it more?
No, we need to definitely expand it way more. Dandy now one of the biggest thing that we organize businesses that we always grumble. And waiting that it cause say we then don't think they're overtaxed because like I don't say earlier, not like I say taxing rates and different. But if they're system and they no more they pay, you go see a lot of businesses that go say, well, me way una they see. Right? Now they actually tax money. One day way they make more money and then they tax them more. So if you expand the tax base, and expanding the tax base then get for do with ensuring say people register for taxes, and ensuring say when I do audits, if I see other people they do business with them people and they win and they pay tax, when I go after them, it means say when you look at the customs data way, that in a good source of information because we highly dependent on imports. It means say you get for the watch them people they import and see them patterns there. If they really they pay, they bring import more thing and they're not good important for private use no more. It means say they do business and all that kind of thing and once you for implement then tax sanitization measures there, they say earlier on, improving your risk requirements, improving your audits and all that, and it means you're able to expand the tax base more. But it's not only about increasing tax rates, which obviously could be a big challenge, right? Especially for businesses them. But how you for make the tax sanitization system more effective and important?
If you read the audit reports them, year in, year out, it talks about, even state institutions them, not withholding taxes, not paying back, not paying back. And if you check, it's cut across year in, year out, like I say. And it seems like even within government circle, the other day, NRA gave a good look, EDSA, the office, said they gave pay them a lot of money. How do we make it better? With then systems and there, you talk about using technology as well. But these are things. Now, banking system, I know you provide services to pay for people to pay GST and other taxes to NRA. How will they get and direct from them services and then with just outside the human transaction they happen?
Well, one of the things that we then get right now under this electronic cash register system, the system actually electronically connects to NRA. So it means as you make sale, NRA actually see them. So one part of good thing that you don't improve GST compliance is the fact say, at the end of the month, like first and say, well, I don't make better sense. But what's also important now is that how you then ensure say people that they use their system then they, right? So if somebody put something inside the ECR system, NRA go see say it happen. Right? So it means say more investment needs to be done in monitoring and enforcement for ensure say people that they use them. It also means say you talk earlier on in terms of this Bengon business and we say they go to the Bengon. It also means say when people they go na the shop there for go buy. Therefore, if they insist say deposit register for GST or for insist say it's obviously working around we don't go buy you soft drink or buy something just commodity. Insist like you get receipts, like you get GST receipts because then they show say deposit put inside the system and then they go assure say that money they pay as tax, it go to government. So I think it's also not only waiting then they do, but waiting we also citizens that they do. But also then get a lot of work for do in expanding the tax base, as you say, which is very important.
Yes, I just want you take me to maybe a bit. Waiting at the tax system, where we as individuals for understand say we get for pay, or we were the run with business system as well for no say, then tax here, we do them, we for pay them to NRA.
So if you're not a company, you're supposed to pay corporate income tax as you tax on your profits. And if you're not enterprise, you're not either sole trader or partnership, then there will be a personal income tax. But basically, a tax on the profits you make. Basic accounting for profits. Now basically, you revenue minus your expenses. Obviously, other complication and calculation. And the other thing they're also supposed to pay as businesses, we actually, goods and services tax, not even a tax on business. It's a tax on consumption because they end up with the final consumer. But what it means is that if you do business to business, if they provide a service, you charge GST, and that other person they get a GST as input tax where they minus against the GST they charge somebody else. But the end user now actually they pay them. We don't need to go inside the mechanics now this morning. So but goods and services tax are paid by businesses to business, but also it end up by the consumer and they pay the full 15% where you actually take them through the stages step. So that's the tax. The other tax we pay if you smoke or you drink or you use motor car, na excise tax. So excise tax, they call it usually a sin tax. When a tax we pay on consumption of things that we government thinks are harmful. Because then they get negative externalities. So government go for use their money then for solve health issues they smoke or alcohol or disorder issues them. They pay foreign travel tax we travel, they pay so those are actually the main taxes then. Withholding tax, it's actually not withholding tax now a collection system in the sense of saying that when somebody provides service to you or goods or services to you, before you, instead of you paying full money, we withhold some tax and pay on behalf of that person. At the end of the year, that person you own total tax for pay, whether a corporate income tax or personal income tax, then tax people they don't pay for them, they withhold them. The one way all the pay who they work, na personal na PAY, pay as you earn. So you months down salary, government they pull something from them. The rates say they come off from 0% for the first 600,000, but they go up to 30%. So then they only deduct even before they give you salary.
Everybody,
well, if you salary more than 600 leons,
Okay.
right? So if you salary more than 600 leons, you're supposed to pay PAY. So it also means say people that they work now we house. People that they work now they're all supposed to pay taxes for them and they once it pass 600 leons.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they also go back by expanding the tax base. So
Yeah.
now one area that the way government okay watch too much, but an area that the way also should be looked at because obviously people that they pay people that they work for them.
Yeah,
whether they're driver or
they
them.
comply.
There's very low compliance there. You go mainly watch. You go mainly go after people that we actually get established businesses them. But all them people that they suppose so that need actually they expand the tax base small, and also let people away for no students are going for contribute small to government.
All these taxes a burden on the business, especially considering the economy, the number of people they seek services or even able to buy, the population, the rates of unemployment as well. Not a burden on businesses as well. We don't see businesses, they don't start. They can't continue, close down.
Yeah, because obviously when you hustle for start your business, you actually they watch for make money, and if you get for pay taxes, that's any problem. So in 2021, and also talking about incentives for businesses, in 2021 finance tax, I'm party saying that we private sector actually engage government good one, and government be put about 13 or so policies that will help private sector, especially out of COVID. And one party thing that we be day inside day. Now for all new businesses them for the first 3 years they don't pay any taxes them. Because you get for allow the person for equip force before just like any baby before you for worker. Because if you begin business and today then say you pay tax, then they obviously a challenge. One of the one they be the back now for be help hotels them and any organization they within the tourism sector let them not pay tax for a period of time. So if you watch and target it in and they help them businesses then they you know what I mean. But I will also say small businesses them usually no go pay boku tax when they just begin because obviously when some businesses then begin they make loss. But you also go back to the point Sebastian and make earlier on one of the big challenges with them business that you can get also then they keep them books them and keep accounts them. If you keep your proper books them and government say you actually not make profits, then you're not supposed to pay any tax if you not make profits. Yes, you get a minimum alternate tax where they introduced in 2023 and also tweak and small in 2024, where they say if you make a loss after 2 years, you will pay 2% of your revenue as tax. But at least for that first year, they go pay tax because it's highly likely say when you invest in your business, because obviously all that in there on the buying where companies they mic there and all that in there, una as a business. Highly likely so not going to make profits for the first year. So we're not supposed. But if you not get no information, and I go assume say they make money because obviously they see revenue or advertisements revenue the kind side. But you need for keep your proper books them in accounts from day one for proof say you're not supposed to pay tax.
I think may have been on the discuss this. We need to get a segment to so educate people about tax.
Be a good
it's
idea.
Important.
That is very, very important.
It's important.
Now we're all duty for the
yes, the more people know, the more they understand waiting for do and waiting not for do. And hopefully NRA will support you for do that. Sebastian, we're talking about this sector, and I know you provide services for NRA. You know, there's been reports of allegations of corruption, connivance within the bank and staff of NRA. You know, how do you, protect the system, say, put safeguards to ensure that, what is coming in actually goes to NRA and it's used for the development of this country?
Yeah, that's an important point. Clearly, one of the challenges with people who want to do the wrong thing is when they connive. So when people connive, it becomes a little bit more difficult. But outside of that, it's important that all the participants in the system are following the rules. So we've started to have all the banks with NRA a lot more frequent conversation on how we work together, how we ensure that the systems are always being used in the correct manner. NRA has actually stepped up, I think, its vigilance in terms of how it polices itself as well. Alfred had mentioned that, they've set up an internal department now that is doing some internal enforcements. And even within the banking system, the central bank has asked that all financial institutions have dedicated anti-fraud desks, also to prevent this type of activity. So it's my expectation that, this experience that we've had will begin to improve. But we also need to be able to show clear deterrence to people who may want to carry out fraud by seeing people prosecuted and convicted through the justice system when they carry out these frauds. Because when these issues happen, at times people never really get to hear what the end of the story is. All you hear is newspapers putting stories of fraud out there. It's important that we go through the entire process and people see that fraudsters do get punished.
And most times we see that with as well NRA staff. There is one case. The ACC, announced properties they've seized of someone who works for the NRA who's involved in corruption and flee away. But with the banks, how do you let the public know that this individual was involved in this? These are the actions we've taken, either dismissed or either prosecuted. How do you let the public know to build public trust and confidence as well?
So as you know, the banking sector is a highly regulated sector. And we actually have processes that require that every single fraud that is carried out is reported to the regulator. So all this information is held within the regulatory space, not only by the Bank of Sierra Leone, but also now by the Financial Intelligence Agency. So all this information is reported. I guess in terms of putting it out there in the public space, there's going to have to be a conversation so that it's done in a properly organized manner.
Yeah, so the public will understand as well that you acted. You took action, but someone is asking a question. Yeah, I say, kindly ask the MD of EcoBank, what is the current market capitalization of EcoBank Sierra Leone, and how are their business coping with the constant fluctuation in the interest rate? I think the interest rate has stabilized a bit for the past 2 years.
Okay, so when he says market capitalization, that typically refers to listed entities on a stock exchange. Perhaps he wants to know about our balance sheet. So today, EcoBank Sierra Leone has total assets of 6 billion leones. I guess in old leones, you could say it's 6 trillion leones, thereabouts. And in terms of capital, we've got about 1.1 billion leones in capital. What was the rest of the question?
No, he was asking
rates?
about, the fluctuating exchange rates, and I just mentioned that the exchange rate.
We've seen some good stability in the exchange
somehow.
rates.
The question is, how are their business coping with the constant fluctuation in the interest rate? Interest rate, not exchange rate.
Interest
actually.
rates.
Yeah.
So we've seen a significant reduction in interest rates from the beginning of this year, where, for example, you had. If you look at the government sector, you have treasury bill rates for 1 year of about 40%, which now are at about 15%. We've also seen interest rates to customers coming down slightly. It's not a problem for EcoBank because EcoBank has always believed in having a balanced mode of business. We have a very nicely diversified model in terms of the placements we make with treasury bills and government paper compared to customer business that we do. So we've got a thriving business with customers because we believe that if you lend to actual customers, they bring all their banking business to you, you're making all their payments, you're looking after their wealth, it leads to a much more profitable relationship that we have. So even though interest rates are coming down, it's not a problem for us, and we think that ultimately it's actually good for the economy, that people should be able to benefit from lower interest rates to be able to finance their businesses.
The businesses. Alfred, I will ask you this as well. The interest rates and tax issues, how it help with revenue mobilization? If we get a lower interest rate, also you get more people doing business as well.
Well, if the interest rates are low, it means capital less expensive. And with capital less expensive, businesses are able to borrow and expand their business, and then they get direct impact on revenue. So if the way you talk to businesses in a salon, I think one of the things that we all say for a very, very long time is that interest rates them very, very high. And if interest rates and they're above 20%, so you don't be for a long time, it means that they impact the private sector. America last week, actually September 17, I think, they reduce from where the new president, Donald Trump, it only pushed the federal reserve
for
reduced interest rates, and the interest rates come down from like 4.5% to 4.25%, and further reduction likely very soon. And the main arguments in the administration of America they make is that when you have cheaper credits than they for boost the economy, because obviously credit cheaper and then they get impact. Yes, salon or get and they lots and they get impact on mortgages, etc. And people will buy more house and anything and so it means it can't do the same thing also in a salon. You don't also see, and I'll say that in not to me area, but just talk about small in the sense when we get COVID on our co-op, we get cheaper credits for agricultural sector. And it means people will be able to go take loans some big businesses and then they actually help a little bit for improve the agricultural sector. So it means if we're able to see, and you get some situation the way if governments get money, we obviously in a tax revenue they don't forget. If they also be strategic in saying, okay, we want to target this particular sector, whether agriculture, manufacturing, and all that, for improvement on them. So if you're able to give EcoBank and all that bank and say, okay, well, let's get concessionary rates them for this particular amount of money. And then they go for also help then sectors and they for grow. So some of them government stimulus package and they go also really
talking
help.
about that, somebody just say something. They say, please tell Akibo if the government wants people, if they want people to collect receipts from the cash machines in the shops, they should bring in an incentive that for every 1,000 JSTG you collect, you'll get 200 leons, like a kind of tax return to the person who paid the 1,000 that will motivate people to collect receipts.
That is true. So when I be in charge of GST, we just implemented in 2010, we get some raffle draw. We get few raffle draw that will be actually ask people and say, let it ask for GST receipts, and we'll bring the GST receipts, we'll put it inside box, and people will come and pick, and people will win prizes. I think we'll do like a 2 or 3 times. So then they really help for motivate. So that's a very, very good idea, and it's something that Mr. also go recommend because we see how then they work in the past.
Yes, you know, in you working at the sector, you know, not only in the salon, you don't work in a salon, not the NRA, you're at senior management level, and not the sector as well, across Africa. How do we, you know, get things right with revenue mobilization? Because it seems that the biggest challenge what they get. Government still they get, we just see for pay subsidy. I get the Minister of Information, he was telling me, you can't give what you don't have. Governments, they struggle for get money. And one of the main sources that government will get money, not through revenue mobilization. What's in the fundamental problem, which all what you do highlight, what do we need to change and do better as a government with the political will for address this situation?
Well, the political will is actually the biggest thing, right? You don't see, I don't see for the past, all it's in the day inside government, you obviously get some political influences and sometimes, but it's not like it's rampant, right? So political will always is it. But I do think that if you have people and in government to talk more about taxes, because at the end of the day, whether it's anybody in government, if government don't get money, they don't for move on. So for example, the vice president saying something like that, it's actually a good thing for let people for know. You're supposed to get minister, you're supposed to talk about that. But when you look at the mechanics of the revenue generation, also in Sierra Leone, we don't talk about some of the things in there, expanding the tax base, investing in publicity, making it much more simpler for business system for able for comply, improving internal systems like your audit system, your risk verification system, etc., digitizing more than they will really help, improving transparency and accountability in terms of corruption, and then they also get to do small with some of the things that they say in terms of just like saying it's very loud when things like that happen, but also digitizing system, they reduce people, they interact more. private sector interaction and engagement is very, very, very critical. Not signing an MOU, only signing an MOU, but ensuring that you actively engage. Not so for let we tick box, you know what I mean? Let us go into rooms, let us have the meetings. Let's not take out to that meeting, they say, well, private sector be say, you're not supposed to implement this way, implement this. I'll give one example. In 2016 or so, I think, Finance Act 2016, for Protect Buri, you will get excise, very high increase in excise duty on alcohol coming to the country. For one whole year, the amount of revenue we reduced from excise duty was crazy, like maybe more than 95%. Because people in basically just left for imports. But obviously, they see rum, they not so. So it means that people will smuggle rum they inside the country. But if engagement was done with importers more, although we supposed to push for let we know they import something in Kalawu for producer now. But Black Label, for example, before producer now, because obviously they get a name and people they want for drinker and all. So if engagements is being done, that in no go be the case. So if you look at all the cocktail of policies and administrative measures, then they go for help for improve the tax system in Sierra Leone.
Quickly, you work at the National Revenue Authority. We've seen, leadership change. Yeah. One of the side with a non-change leadership. Quick one. What do you think about the capacity as well? It's important, for get the right people with the right capacity for do the senior we don't talk about.
The current Commissioner General, actually, I would say now the most qualified Commissioner General where it take up the position of being a Commissioner General, right? Because we don't work inside NRA and also he work inside Ministry of Finance for inside NRA. And you actually see that in terms of how she leads, etc. I also believe that people that are inside NRA, we don't did it in their experience over time. You just see, say, they know what they do. One thing also I'll say is that the leadership is good. The cadre of staff, them, you don't get a lot of people that are going to NRA over a period of, let's say, the past 5 years. But what's important is that all the people that are going to NRA need to be trained more for you to understand taxes them more. And what they go do is that when they understand taxes them more, then they go also help, right? I know they have training programs because obviously I interact with them and all that. But if they invest more in them people and it means for the next how many years, a good succession plan actually go daily for let things they improve over time. So I think it's a more of the lower and middle cadre that investment it needs to be done more in terms of just improving that.
This is something you can speak to or not. How do we depoliticize institutions like NRA? Say you get people with institutional memory, then they whatever changes, they're still there for provide leadership and help the institution as well.
Well, that is very, very important, I think, across board, not only in NRA, just like generally ensuring that we make our institutions very, very professional. And when you make your institutions very professional in terms of people actually being promoted on merits, that actually helps, because what it means is that then people and they get institutional memory, but also not to be institutional memory also, but then go able for tackle issues them better. So that is, it's a no-brainer, right? I don't need for give an opinion on waiting to actually don't happen in the past. We're also waiting to happen in the past. But if more and more we're more, we really want for make let the country go before, we also need for do that, not only in NRA, but across board.
You get any regret leaving the NRA?
No, definitely no. I think me telling the NRA was, I can still call NRA my home. Some tidy. 16 years, it was time for me for leave, and I think me leaving the organization actually propel me to better things in terms of what I do nationally. I do believe that I contribute a lot more, and I think the shackles of being in government actually also help you. They're able for some time for do things more.
You could have helped. But also, you could have made the NRA better.
Well, I do think that I still make it better, in the sense of saying that we're very big on compliance for our clients. We get relief. So when it comes to what we talk about compliance rates, we clients then who comply with submitting returns 100%, payments very late 90s, maybe around 98%, something away, some 1 or 2 no go get money and no pay on time. So then they alone, and then we watch actually the revenue they contribute, that's huge. I do a lot of tax education, in terms of through websites or socials, and that they impact a lot. But I also think that we also not for things say now where we do inside governments we contribute to government. We could be in the private sector, we can be in the civic space, for example, what you guys are doing, we contribute to actually we country. And you don't necessarily need to forget title for labor for doing that. So I think personally for me, also going out and working internationally, that didn't give me more ideas in terms of how we could implement things in the NRA. And it also means, say, people in the finance space, whether the Ministry of Finance, NRA, etc., we get conversations, and so they get intellectual conversations, and I believe some of them in conversations, and they go get some impact, right? I also involve a lot with the private sector. I do work for a lot for FCDO over time under a project called Invest Salon, and then they don't make clear Nami there'll be a main liaison between private sector and also NRA and Ministry of Finance in terms of Finance Act policies them. So I do believe that I think that it contributes more now to EVY inside NRA. Yes, I implement GST and all, but you always get for contributes to your country because now world country.
Okay, Alfred, I'll come to you shortly for a closing comment or statement. Sebastian, EcoBank will be celebrating 40. Should we expect a party?
Yeah, the party has
party.
already started.
Okay.
We start internally, and then we shall spread the love outside to our customers. We're about to have a customer week celebration in the month of October or November, and during that week we'll be giving gifts to our customers and welcoming them in various ways in our premises. We also have EcoBank Day, which is going to be a day we shall set aside again in the months of October or November, and we shall go to certain specific schools, and we'll be supporting them in terms of their technology drive. We'll be supporting their computer labs with equipment, as well as providing them with internet services. We also partnered just last month in an initiative called YSL 100, where we trained about 100 Sierra Leonean youth working in partnership with a UK-based cybersecurity company, and we actually carried out a training program in cybersecurity for a number of youth. So these are all part of our 40th anniversary celebrations, and we'll be rolling them out, throughout the year.
What are some of the CSR you are involved in?
So we've always had a close relationship with the hospital, the government hospital, where we adopted the children's ward, and we do look after that ward. We're also in conversations with the 34 hospital to see how we work with the Ministry of Defense to get some refurbishments done over there, because it's a critical institution. But in addition to that as well, we do a lot of financial literacy across the country with different groups of people, so that we can get the word out in terms of how people manage themselves at a personal level and also as a business level in a financial sense.
I shouldn't keep the MD of EcoBank beyond 9 and the taxman beyond 9 a.m. in the studios. But quickly, why should people watching or listening to us choose EcoBank?
Well, the good thing is we have value for everyone. We've got micro and SME business appeal. We've got a whole corporate division that looks after them as well. We have a public sector division. And we really believe in going out and putting everything on the table when it comes to customer service for customers. So I would appeal to all, even those who may not be very interested in banks, to at least come and have a test to see what we have to offer.
What's your hopes, for this country? You're here, you in Saloma now.
Indeed.
What's in the hope where you see, and for Salon, even if you're not there, they think believe this country could progress and that this happen.
Yeah, we're big on entrepreneurship, and what I would really like to see is that the current youth employment rate is too high. What I would really love to see is young people setting up their own businesses and benefiting from the support that is available in places like EcoBank. Obviously, I would also want to see EcoBank itself within this country rising to the top of the financial services industry. We're already growing very fast. In fact, within the EcoBank group, which is made up of 33 different banks in 33 different countries, Sierra Leone is one of the top 5 fastest growing of the whole. So I'm really quite excited for the future of the country and the future of EcoBank in it.
Thank you so much, Sebastian.
Thank you,
for joining us this morning. It is a
Thank you.
pleasure. Alfred, this tax can we can talk about. You know, if I'm looking over, it's at the end of the year, and you're getting tax return, right? We're in the
tax
game,
rebates on it.
yeah, exactly. Which you client them and people them we work with. Do they benefit from that? How people can get that? Again, it's about the information and knowledge about it.
Well, one day will actually, where you go say you get, go be the withholding tax where you actually pay, right? And so it means all the withholding tax where other people they deduct for you, you will get them, and if we take your tax bill, you go for minus amount of that day. And then other countries and one of the things we talk even earlier on, we mentioned the expand the tax base. One thing we do now, we actually, the law needs to know for do is that individuals that we supposed for the file a tax return. Right? And then consider everywhere they file a tax return. The reason they will get tax rebates because you will get some personal allowances that we're not supposed. So let me say if other people they don't deduct from your money or land they sometimes they don't pass what you supposed to pay, then government will forgive you money back. But right now, people when they employ or let's say individuals, they don't form a business, then they file a tax return. They'll get a tax identification number maybe because they want for importing inside the country on an individual basis. But we all supposed to get a tax identification number, and if that is expanded, it means everybody's supposed to file a tax return. So if you file a tax return, then it will be a possibility for you to get rebates. But now we need to do them.
But the law permits for doing.
The law permits for everybody supposed to file a tax return. Yes, and the law also permits for obviously, if you're an individual, you provide the services they get withholding tax. Then if the withholding tax pass within, you're supposed to pay, take all your expenses and all. You're supposed to get money and forgive you back. So then it will be a possibility.
The year are they about for end? Perhaps you want to remind people as you can usually do. Which are the tax we for pay with the deadlines and the dates?
Well, the deadlines every month you get PSUN and withholding tax where you're supposed to submit by the 15th every month. One thing where people have to understand is that you can file till the 15th, but if the 15th they fall a weekend, you're supposed to not pay by law. With us, if the 15th they fall on a Sunday, you're supposed to not pay by the 13th because if you go to the next day, where it will be the 16th, you don't go for pay. So then it will be a challenge. And that's the reason we make, if you get an online payment system, you can still able for file on a 15 and also pay. So for example, GST filing was yesterday, we're on the 21. So some staff, they made the text yesterday, they filed for 1 or 2 clients that we not send information quick. But the payments are till the end of the month, so that's important. GST also, the filing dates are the 21st, as I say, of every month, and the payments will be at the end of every month. That means of the previous months. So that are the main one. The other one also is that the last installment for corporate income tax and personal income tax on the 15th of December. The one we just passed our 15th of September. So it means if you not pay the 15th of September, you thought installment payments, and also for payment. And when the year done, you actually now take, you for do your accounts, right? Especially if you know any business, whether corporate business or individual business. When you do your accounts, you're supposed to file a return day for 2025 by the 30th of April, 2026. And also if you pay any installments, 5th installments, we not be don't pay inside the year for paying by that. And so that the main thing that we always go continue for educate people. If you go on our websites, you will see the information and we socials them. We don't improve on the socials there recently, so it means we are more active. And well, not so many do TikTok. I mean Gen Z they will get and they can put you by the TikTok, but it's good. It'd be just like reaching out more to people. We websites get tax calculator, so if you want for calculate waiting for you withholding tax, you customs duty, you rent tax, and PAY, which are the ones. You just go put your figures inside there. It all code BN. We get where we are. It's a guy we do for. We click calculate. It will actually tell you the taxes there, and that's it. We're supposed to pay, which I think is a useful tool for like people who know the tax that they're supposed to pay.
Okay, thank you so much, Alfred. I think we don't do justice to this with tax education.
Thank you.
You know, and like me, you can always discuss. We need to continue this. The more
Okay.
people know, the more they understand waiting for do, and hopefully we will get some MOU with the Bet Farm.
No problem.
You know,
No problem.
for they do this often. We are your clients as well.
Yes, yes.
Let me just make that disclaimer there, you know. But thank you so much, and help people who they watch you and listen don't learn from this and go continue for learn for waiting for do, because the more people know, the more they become compliant.
Yeah.
You know. But waiting I hopes for Salone, you know, as a Sierra Leonean yourself, we all one thing where I can say we always get in common is that we all want this country for before.
Yeah. I think we hope for Salona for be more inclusive, ensuring say everybody believes say they will contribute, no matter we political climate. I think that is very, very critical, because we do have smart minds all around. So it means say we'll not forget a situation where anybody feel like say at that particular point in time they're not supposed to contribute. I think that is one fundamental thing. And once we for do that, it means say we're supposed to really, really concentrate and improve business at the country. And improving business at the country also means say something that we're going to do crazy things in terms of just improving our energy, right? We still talk about less than 100 megawatts, but we should be talking about maybe 1,000 megawatts, 2,000 megawatts, because then they go also ensure, say, with minerals, and for example, we always can hala for turn them into finished products. So we go really help we country them, because you have to actually have value add, and we get value add. It means say more manufacturing jobs, more money the kind say the country again. It also means say the policies that we get for do with private sector. It's not so people inside government no more they get conversation, but similarly, like for example, we posting always say not so we man they're supposed to determine what they do, it's woman body there for bring woman and can to the table. It's the same thing also when we want discuss about businesses. It means we get for SIDOM and bring people and can together. We understand business, because if you didn't have public sector, you think about public sector more, how for implement policies, but that is very, very important. So I think it's a more inclusive country we want to see, but also concentrating and ensuring say we make like we businesses that not only do well for Salone, but also able to expand in the region and expand further. The reason they make the America all great is the fact say we all use the iPhone there, we all use Google, we all use Netflix and all that. So you see down here, you basically they take your money they give to other countries. So what we will for do for first internally for ensure say we contribute to the country, but also expand out to the country is something that is very important.
Thank you so much, Alfred Akibobet, the tax expert, for your time this morning, and thanks so much, MD Sebastian, for joining us. Hopefully, we'll be part of the celebration at 40. Now we get sent out this morning. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We can show our front page for today, the Truth newspaper, and close the devotion. My name is Amadou Lamranaba. Now go ahead, continue for day with we.
Me man, you don't go believe this. Orange Money cash out fee don't count on to only 1% for any amount you cash out.
Young lady, now true say Orange Money they charge now 1% for cash out.
Yes, sir. Just 1% of the amount where you want for cash out.
So if I cash out 1,000 leons, now 10 leons no more they pay?
Exactly. 10 leons for 1,000 leons.
So me picking, if I cash out 100 leons, now 1 leon they pay?
Yes, ma. Just 1 leon for 100 leons.
Wait, bar. If I pull 50 leons, that now only 5 cents that they pay?
Now you don't talk so.
Wow, this one fool me much. I know one day here is such low fee. Orange Money don't make things easy for we all.
Now, cash out for only 1% of the amount with the widest agent network, na Salone. Now the cheapest cash out fee. No more stress, no more high fees. Just easy transaction. Orange Money, they any outside you go.
Are you tired of missing all your online meetings due to unreliable internet? Or are you paying too much for your internet and experiencing low speeds, or even struggling with connectivity during video calls, streaming your favorite football match or show? WorldLink Communications Sierra Leone Limited authorized reseller of Starlink in Sierra Leone, is here for your businesses and enterprises with super fast, unbeatable, and affordable speeds here to cater to your needs. At WorldLink, we provide local support anytime, any day. To know more about our services, visit us at our office at 115 Beach Road, Lumley, or contact us on 080 000 111 or 075 000 111 or on our website at sl.wlnet.com. WorldLink Communications, empowering connectivity in Sierra Leone.
We introduce to you EcoBank OmniLights, an advanced form of our corporate internet banking platform. It provides a convenient online and real-time single-window interface for all corporate customers to initiate and query transactions. That is, to make payments, transfers, and check balances instantly from the comfort of your office and from anywhere in the world in a secure environment. With EcoBank OmniLight, you enjoy 24/7 online access, real-time transactions, transactions across borders in local and international currencies, secure platform, user role management, easy payroll and bulk payments, real-time financial reports and statements, personalized dashboard for quick access to your favorite features, real-time notified on account activities, approvals and transactions, access to EcoBank support team for help anytime. With EcoBank OmniLight, your business runs right, fast, secure, and always in sight. EcoBank OmniLight, banking made simple. A better way, a better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Faster, anytime you dey, the EcoBank mobile app, they puts the power of banking na you hand. The app they make you able for pull cash from any ATM or express points. You don't even need a card. Send money across all 33 African countries them with rapid transfer. Transfer funds locally or internationally. Pay bills them like school fees, lights bill, even tax. All just with one tap.
That's not all. The app safe to make you able for buy top up for your AfriCell and your Orange rights now.
Well, from a conversation this morning on the economy, banking, and all of that, you know, we that now what you try for do now, yeah, most times, you know, but for bring people and for educate the public, give them information and some knowledge about what's in the happen, because the more we know, the more we understand. But we major conversation this morning and we talk for the day. Now, we religious leaders them, we just want to remind them back, say, then get responsibility for get position on national issues. You know, we talk about new constitution now, redistricting, new localities. You know, we religious leaders then can weigh in on that and can get a position on waiting and think about waiting they happen with the issues and they. We not for wait till things go bad, then we begin pull out statements, you know. We forget people as a society, especially with politicians, they forget people who they look up to. You know, we go make a statement on national issues where everybody go listen. Say we listen because this is important. So we appeal to them. But as well with cemeteries, just while we show the cemeteries and back where we been go waka. The condition and state where they did them very, very bad. City council need for take responsibility. But as well, we as people, we for understand, say, the cemeteries not to dirty box, not to deal for go throw away dirty. At all. And most of the cemeteries and fence, you know, how person go inside, they go throw away dirty, and people and being grown inside and don't go lay somebody. And the cemetery they don't full. We for agree, we for start them conversation there. How do we get new place them out of Freetown? Usai we go drive and go put people them usai and go rest in peace. The kind of cemetery then they right now, people and they rest in peace at them places and they. I just want let we see the videos and let we watch how the cemeteries and they. You know, them really they in a very poor state. We all gonna be in ground there with the sea. They see how they struggle for get space for bury people them. You know, they're full. They're full. We first start a conversation about how do we address the situation they are. You know, hopefully, I hope them go pull up these are the state of we cemeteries. Them. Grass, not well taken care of, spaces and don't full. You know, people and get for pull out a person for bury somebody. These are the Ebola grave them. If you see the dirty in them place they are, you know, look, we don't abandon, we don't forget about the people that will die. These are the states of cemetery them. And we all get for die, get for die. And you imagine say we die, for one not get village outside and get for carry go. And not all man and go able to carry go na a village. You want a decent place, at least, outside and go lay you, so you go rest in peace. But then condition they are where then cemetery they are there, especially in a free tongue. I don't think say possibly die and self go rest in peace. But some people and then they die and they take long self, then go then they pull them. Or them dig, then push in a corner, then put other person. You know? It's really in a very bad state, and we need for discuss this. So now then they bring come to people them the issues them will for discuss and how we all for take responsibility. Because when cemetery there now they go to it or TDO. Those people them from other side. Now we safe. Now they to it or TDO. I wish this look a cemetery, man. Don't turn and dirty box. They go to it or TDO. We people that we get wicked or if we people don't die, this is the Ebola cemetery. We don't abandon them. If you go to that place, the other time I said them they sell the land, so if that place now Waterloo side and bury them, people that will die in a mudslide and stuff. You know? So look, this is a cemetery. Look how the state way there. We can do better than this, bro. We can. Nah, we can do better, bro. Let man know then at this wall, he suffer na this wall. We then go lay you back, people and they go to it or tip you. Fine, like we can say, may his soul rest in peace. Let you rest in peace. But you know rest in peace at that kind of place here. You won't. We need to agree and start a conversation about this. How do we make the cemeteries them better? And also we always struggle for place for sleep. Well, let man not suffer till we die back. You know, we can't take care of the dead even. You know, get hope for live a better life where they are alive, the way you die back, no problem. Oh. But in all of this, don't forget, my good friend there, we very good friend. Comedian faculty. You can hire in service for your funeral. You know, anytime when you get buried, and need somebody for go cry, for sing, for make una laugh na the burying. Don't forget for hire comedian faculty. Then go just show on the screen shortly. Let people see them. In case you need in service, comedian faculty day. You can sit down before the burying mutuka. You go sing, you go dance for una preparing food no more. Una preparing food. And my way, you like burying. And the burying comedian, they attend all the burying there. So if you get you burying, you want somebody for go make. Well, he can attend the old people and burying mostly, and can make people then celebrate the life of the people that we don't die, we can don't stay alive for some time, for a very long time. So anytime you get buried, on Facebook page and the comedian faculty, you need for go follow them, and also hire them, for go make you laugh, for go cry for you, for make fun at the burying, dance and sing. And they do that. Science don't agree on so before burying Mutuka. Good morning, comedian faculty. Are they advertise your business or are they promote you, are they help you? I hope say yourself go patronize we. Can't pay for adverts. Say you know the burying comedian if people will hire you. Yeah? But thank you so much for being with us this morning. I have with the end the Truth Morning Devotion. But before we go, don't forget to say Truth newspaper they out this morning. You can grab a copy of them. We get on the front page. SLFA Transition Committee flags deep governance and financial gaps. Housing crisis. I've been on talk about housing crisis in this program. I never can talk about them back. How people and they struggle for get decent place for live. Grave shortage, eat free town. The TWA they talk about. We get a serious social problem. DNA to decide 2 families claim. So this picking been they were lost now. PCMH, Cottage Hospital. Where they say one nurse thief or so, then later been go fed them. So the family will get the picking, we say they get the picking now, then say they don't take the picking at their hand. Other families have they claim the picking. So that first day on, we get this story. Hopefully we can forget the families then for can talk about this problem and see how the authorities then go resolve them. Go grab your copy of the Truth newspaper. It's out. Go to a vendor and you go get a very good read. We get the finance column and all. Also, you go get stories them about. There is an interesting story in the business and finance column where who benefit from the dead's mobile money. So there is this question: people and the way they died and get a lot of money in the mobile money, the mobile either Orange or whatever they use. But if you get password to your phone, your family not able to trace that. How then they able to get that money? They like bank, you go get a next of kin or somebody will go able get whatever you keep in a bank. But what is it with mobile money? A lot of people I know they keep plenty money in their phone. How are you able to retrieve that? So you can read that in the Truth newspaper this morning. But now they end the show this morning. Plenty thanks to my guests that will join me this morning. And now we viewers and listeners them. It's always a pleasure being with you. We appreciate the support. Appreciate and so much. This is the first week in the second month of rebroadcast. So we continue. Now we all done at this journey. Just want to create some awareness and conscience thinking. People and think say we all as Sierra Leoneans we get a responsibility for all people who they give power accountable, but as well for all we self accountable for what they do. You need to speak truths to power respectfully, what you not disrespect person. There is no crime in asking question, whoever is in power. And like I say, we religious leaders them. We not forget to they are get role for play in this society. Now for be the people who they look up to. For ask question, get a position on national issues. Plenty thank to all for joining me. I had a devotion there this morning. Goodbye and have a lovely day. But not forget saying anything they do. Be honest, be truthful, be sincere. And as always get at the back of your mind, say, at the true and the last. In the name of Amadullah, I'm going to have a blessed week. Stay peaceful. Continue for show love to Salon. Bye-bye.
So me not afraid nothing. I don't come off I start from nothing. Now me not general with a 5-star button. Oh, you want make out of this country in honor. We were born up and body 10 times harder. With the negativity catch na little corner. Dreams and aspirations, then ready for kill and boss alone. Original identity. You ain't not know me. You better know me, yeah. Back up home, so me mama call me. You ain't not know me. You better know me, yeah. Will my first pop up. One man military, me legendary. Me no plan bad for nobody, yeah. Me back for school by the cemetery. Mentally, Jala University. Call me and I say, I'm the last man standing. Call me and I say, man not me not kill person, so me not afraid nothing. I don't come off I start from nothing. Now me not general with a 5-star button. Oh, you want make out of this country in honor. We were born up and body 10 times harder. With the negativity catch na little corner. Dreams and aspirations, then ready for kill and boss alone. Original identity. You ain't not know me. You better know me, yeah. Back up home, so me mama call me. You ain't not know me. You better know me, yeah. Will my first pop up. One man military, me legendary. Me no plan bad for nobody, yeah. Me back for school by the
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM. We empower the nation.